Did I really go live already? Because it said I would not. Well, that's a little annoying. Holy crap. Alrighty. Welcome to another edition of me calling random games. I am Dr. Delay, and we got a pretty good one tonight as we have the 15 and 14 Arizona Diamondbacks as they take on the 21 and 9 New York Mets. That's pretty much all I got for you right now. I didn't really do any prep. All right, let's look at the recent. Okay, yeah, let's show an ad real quick. All right, so the D-backs losing yesterday 8-3. So the D-backs look to take game 2 here to force a pivotal game 3 tomorrow. Otherwise, if the Mets win, then, well, the series is pretty much already decided. So, I don't know. I'm pulling for a good game again. I called a really good game yesterday between the Giants and Padres. Let's go ahead and what the heck is that type of ad? What the flip? All right, we're moving that. Okay. All right. In the NL Central, we have the Cubs. They are 18 and 12. Pardon me. All right, so the Cubs leading the NL Central 18 and 12. The Reds 16 and 14 right behind them. Brewers 15 and 15. The Cardinals 13 and 17, and the Pirates, they are undefeated 30 and 0. In the NL East, of course, we have the Mets tonight, who we are watching. The Philadelphia Phillies are 16 and 13. Braves are 14 and 16. The Nationals 13 and 17, and the Marlins 12 and 18. In the NL West, the Dodgers at 21 and 10. The Giants are 19 and 11. The Padres are 18 and 11. The Diamondbacks team we're watching tonight 15 and 14, and the Rockies are 5 and 25. Winning today, actually. Winning today over the Braves. In the AL East, the Yankees are 18 and 12, the Red Sox 17 and 14, the Rays 14 and 15, Blue Jays 13 and 16, and the Orioles are 11 and 18. Pardon me. In the AL Central, the Tigers 19 and 12. The Cleveland Indians, if anyone's there from last night, we did say I would call them the Indians from now on. They are 16 and 13. The Royals 15 and 15. The Twins 13 and 17, and the White Sox are 7 and 22. And finally, in the AL West, the Mariners 17 and 12. The Astros 16 and 14. The Rangers also 16 and 14. The Athletics 15 and 15, and the Angels are there at 12 and 16. So they are heading to commercial break again. We will be going and calling this game and seeing how we do. As I go up against a powerhouse tonight, probably a questionable decision, but this is to say I did another game for the D-backs, and we'll just see how this goes. The D-backs have Tawa leading off, Carroll batting second, Grichuk batting third, Suarez batting fourth, Naylor batting fifth, Moreno batting sixth, Gurriel batting seventh, Barossa batting eighth, and Hampson batting ninth. On the mound for them is Corbin Burns. I believe he was on the mound whenever I watched the Cubs game as well. And his ERA has definitely went down since then of 4.05. So it's returning. It's slowly getting back to where it normally is. The Mets starting lineups: Francisco Lindor batting first, Soto batting second, Alonso in the 3-hole, Vientos batting fourth, Marte batting fifth, McNeil batting sixth, Alvarez batting seventh, Acuna batting eighth, and Taylor batting ninth. And on the mound for them is Brazoban. I don't think he's a starter. In fact, I know he's not because he was a reliever in the Phillies Mets game. So I don't know what that's all about. But all right. So I guess they're just gonna roll with him. And again, we'll get you some more action, of course, as we get closer to game time. There's really nothing going on right now, so we're just kind of waiting and seeing. As I probably won't have a good night tonight as far as turnout. Again, official Jaguar is going to be streaming this game, so questionable decision for me to even try to stream this game. But, I felt like this would have been a really good game to call. I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, so we'll see how it goes. Could have picked other games. I decided Diamondbacks, Mets. Also, I do have some subscribers from both the Diamondbacks and Mets. So I think this kills all the birds with one stone. Probably will be only them if they do decide to show up. It's we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it'll be a busy night. Again, Jaguar is streaming this game, and he definitely is. With the 65,000 subscribers. All right, the Diamondbacks 4-18 at New York in Citi Field since 2018, so not exactly a great matchup for them. What's worse is that the Mets are 13-1 at home, so it's going to be pretty tough. And again, the Diamondbacks apparently, since when I called that legendary Cubs D-backs game, they are 3-7 since. Because I checked, I was looking back at the old. What record were they? They were 12-7. They are now 15-14. So they've been on a little bit of a skid as of late, and we'll see how, if they can bounce back tonight. Tonight would be a really good bounce back. Again, the Mets are, they are the best team in the league, 21-9. So, again, they could end the really poor streak they have at Citi Field. And again, the Mets are really dominant at home this year. So picking up a win tonight would be huge for the Diamondbacks. And again, on the Mets, on the flip side, again, I'm neutral here. I want to make that perfectly clear. The Mets just looking to continue this dominant form, taking advantage, of the fact that the Phillies have pretty much slowed up as of late, 16-13. They're 5-5 in their last 10. So you want to definitely get as many wins because the Phillies they're not going to do that the entire year. So they're going to turn it up. So the Mets, again, trying to compile these wins now. Might as well. Hey, never a better time like the present to start off strong. And, again, I believe they are the last team with single-digit wins. Again, just hang in there tight. Again, game time is scheduled for 6:10 Central, 7:10 Eastern, and I guess 5:10 Mountain or 4:10 Pacific time. Not quite too sure what Arizona's is in right now. They do whatever they want. So we'll just have to hang in there. But again, feel free to don't be a stranger. Comment down below. Just chat about whatever you'd like. This is a small time streamer, as you can see. Not exactly gonna have a chat that's moving. So what does that mean for you? Well, that means I'm going to be able to see whatever it is that you type. So if you just want to interact about whatever you'd like, feel free to do so. And again, if sports are just your cup of tea here, which I'm assuming that's why, feel free to subscribe. Again, I call a bunch of random games. You can look at my live. You can see that this is not just a one-time thing. I have called games in the past. So if you like sports, I suggest hitting that subscribe button. If you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button. We're going to be going all in on football. Of course, baseball season is upon us, so that's why we're doing this, and I do enjoy myself a little bit of baseball. So, but yeah, feel free to, again, to comment and subscribe, or do both. You can do both, comment and subscribe. And again, I was keeping you guys in mind whenever I made this YouTube channel. I wanted to make sure you guys wouldn't have to pay a dime for this. So you don't have to pay for a subscription. I know. I'm such a great guy. All right, Brazoban is making his way, so I guess they're still they're still warming up here. Brazoban is starting for the Mets. He's not a starting pitcher. I was kind of confused that when I saw his name. I'm like, well, I feel like he's a reliever, and sure enough, he is. 13 appearances for him, 1.56 ERA for Brazoban. 16 strikeouts, 5 walks. So I imagine he'll try to get maybe a few innings here, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see again. You never know. Most of these relievers were starters at one point, so you just never know. As they show the defense again for the Mets, I'll go ahead and go back over the lineups here for the D-backs. Taiwa batting first, Carroll batting second, Grichuk batting third, Suarez batting fourth, Naylor batting fifth, Moreno batting sixth, Gurriel batting seventh, Barossa batting eighth, Hampson batting ninth. And again, Burns is on the mound. And again, don't be a stranger. Feel free to comment just whatever you'd like to just chat about baseball. You can talk about the game, talk about how your season's going. You're a Diamondbacks fan, you're a Mets fan, you're a fan of another franchise. Feel free to comment. I read them all, and again, we're all baseball fans in one way or another. Again, I would say I'm more of a casual. I'm in between a casual and a diehard when it comes to baseball. Diehard football for sure. But again, feel free to subscribe. As we are getting underway, Tim Taiwa is stepping in the batter's box, batting 200 on the year, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 797 OPS. I thought he was stepping in the box. Now he's stepping in the box. There we go. All right, the series is 0 for 3. Of course, they only played the one game yesterday. As Brazoban sets here from the stretch. And that pitch is inside ball 1. We are underway in New York. 1-0 count to Taiwa. Tim Taiwa batting 200. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be inside ball 2. 2-0 count here to Taiwa. And the Diamondbacks on a rough stretch here. 3-7 in their last 10. Haven't done well since I called that. Again, epic Cubs-Diamondbacks game. 2-0 count. That's going to be in there. Called strike. That was a game where it was 2-1 heading into the bottom of the 7th. And I believe the Cubs won 14-11. What a game that was. That was fantastic. Great game. Here's the 2-1. Taiwa rips this one foul. Oh, that was a laser. Diamondbacks, Mets. I've covered each of these teams once throughout the year, so I'm somewhat familiar with them. Somewhat. Here's the 2-2. Taiwa sends this to the outfield. It's carrying, and that one is caught on the warning track with the jumping catch by the center fielder of New York. I'll have to get the name there. I don't really recognize the face. Caught by Taylor. So hit well with a jumping grab there at the warning track to start this one off. That's going to bring up Corbin Carroll. Brazoban sets and delivers. That's going to be low for ball 1. Carroll's batting .298, OPS of 1,000, 9 home runs, 23 RBIs. I got to. My bad. I'm sorry. I tried to mute that. I couldn't. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be fouled off. I do apologize for that. That must have been disgusting to see and watch. I don't blame you guys if you hate on me there. Again, feel free to comment. I do like talking to sports folk. It's always fun to just chat sports. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be inside for a called strike. 1-2 count. Corbin Carroll batting .298, OPS of 1,000. Brazoban sets and delivers. Swing and a miss on a ball a little bit low there. Strikeout number 1 for Brazoban. So with 2 away here, that's going to bring up Grichuk. It's batting .237. OPS of 731. Again, if you want to know what's going on with sports, I got you covered there. And what's going on around the MLB. Here's the first pitch there. It's going to be in there for a called strike. So I got this. I know. Oh, I have the wrong scoreboard. Oh, my gosh. Why did you guys say anything? Here is the 0-1 to Grichuk. What the heck, guys? That's going to be in there, a called strike. I can't even believe that. You guys are just letting me look like an idiot. Oh my gosh. You can't be doing that to me, guys. Thanks for the heads up. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be swung on and missed. He struck him out. All right, let's see here. There we go. Look at that. It's way better. All right, so no wonder you guys were just leaving like crazy. All right, at the end of one, it is, or at the end of the top of the first, pardon me, top of the first is through. I'm back. I'm good. We head to the bottom of the first at 0-0. Okay. All right, now I'm good. All right, what's happening around the area? We have, let me actually back out of this. I don't know why I'm going to give you guys a sports update, but apparently we're just not. An MLB update is more accurate. All right, in the bottom of the second, the Pirates are up 1-0 on the Cubs. The Phillies up 3-0 on the Nationals as they head to the third. Twins and the Indians, and if you're confused why I'm saying Indians, I made a promise that I would say Indians for the remainder of this week. I got a bunch of subscribers last night. I listened to the subscribers. 0-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Orioles 4, Yankees 2 as they head to the top of the third. Cardinals up 4-0 on the Reds in the bottom of the second. The Royals up 2-0 on the Rays in the bottom of the first. Red Sox up 2-0 on the Blue Jays in the top of the first. And I believe that's all that's going on for now. The Tigers defeated the Astros earlier today, 7-4. The Braves losing to the Rockies. The Rockies picking up their 5th win of the season, winning 2-1 over the Braves. Dodgers winning 12-7 over the Marlins. And the Mariners defeating the Angels 9-3. The Padres defeating the Giants 5-3. And the Cardinals over the Reds 6-0. Again, don't be a stranger. Feel free to comment down below. Talk about whatever you like. We do like sports here. I'm a big fan. And I don't mind just chatting away with you guys. It's keeps it interesting. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do call a bunch of random games. This is my second game for the Diamondbacks as well as the Mets. So if you want to see your team, just let me know, and I'll do my best to call that game for you. Pretty much, if I'm not working, I will be here. I got off at about an hour ago. Here I am. Here's the first pitch, and that's going to be in there, a called strike to Lindor. Lindor batting .302 on the year. OPS of .855. 6 home runs on the year, 15 RBIs. If I at least showed it real quickly. That's going to be inside ball 1. Again, Burns with the ERA in the 4s. It has lowered to when I last saw him pitch a few weeks ago. Here's the 1-1. Lindor is going to rip this one down the right field line. I imagine he's going to. He is. Carroll throws it in to second. So we have a leadoff double here for the Mets. Looks like it was just high and in there. Yeah, I would say it caught a lot of the plate there, and Lindor was able to make him pay with a double. That's going to bring up, well, I guess one of the biggest contracts in sports history. Might be the biggest if I recall. Juan Soto batting .250. OPS of .772, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Definitely not what you'd expect from Soto. He definitely is capable of much more. It is only 1 month. I mean, he's settling in. Yeah, he could very well be in the 900s in the OPS by the All-Star break. Here's the first pitch. That one apparently misses, ball 1. 1-0 count here at Juan Soto. Mets are already, again, runner on second. They are hungry. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be a curveball outside. Ball 2. 2-0 count here. Burns. Again, only 5 pitches in, but I already got a runner on second. Here's the 2-0. Soto sends this left side, left field, and that is just foul. He reached into the crowd, couldn't quite make the catch. So Soto retrieves his bat, and we'll do this again. Gurriel was jumping, almost caught by one of the fans, and they show why they are fans, not exactly players. 2-1 count here to Soto, again batting .250. On the year, OPS of .772. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be outside ball 3. 3-1 count here to Soto. Again, don't be a stranger. Yeah, definitely comment down below. I read all chats. It's the advantage of me being small. Soto's going to send this to right, but it's going to find a glove. It was well hit. Lindor is just going to jog on to third as we have now 1 out. Apparently 113 miles per hour off the bat. Like I said, he ripped that one, but it just found a glove. So I don't know if it's been like that all season, Mets fans. But again, if he's smoking the ball, you got to feel pretty good about it. All right, that's going to bring up Pete Alonso batting .346, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs. I mean, that's insane for a month. And an OPS of 1126. That's going to be outside ball 1. 1-0 count here to Alonso. Lindor on third. Burns sets and delivers. That's going to be inside ball 2. 2-0 count here again. The Mets 21-9. They have been cruising through, I would say, the season so far. Can they keep it up? Here's the 2-0. That's going to be inside ball 3. Diamondbacks, again, they started off pretty solid on the year, 12-7. Now they find themselves, well, a loss here tonight, they'd be at 500. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be down low, ball 4. He walked him. So now runners on the corners with still only 1 out. And that'll bring up Mark Vientos. He is batting .210, 3 home runs on the year, 14 RBIs. OPS of .662. Last night he was hitless, 0 for 4. Lindor at third, Alonso at first, as Burns will step in to try to get the double play. Burns sets and delivers. That's going to be low, ball 1. 1-0 count to Vientos. Batting cleanup, I don't know really why. I guess you Mets fans would know. I mean, again, .662 OPS, .210 batting average doesn't scream cleanup. But I don't really know. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be low, ball 2. As we have a call for time here. As we have the catcher calling time. Again, trying to calm down his pitcher. That is Moreno. Trying to calm Burns down again. Well, we got a little stoppage here. Feel free to comment in the chat in the comments, whatever you want to call it. Talk about the NFL draft. The NFL draft was pretty crazy. If you're any Cardinals fans, you got Steele and Will Johnson. If you're a Jets fan, well, you're probably still the Jets. Not much happening there. And then the Giants, of course, trading up and getting Jackson Dart back in the first round. That was pretty crazy. Possible Eli Manning part 2. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, talk about whatever you like. Also subscribe. It's free, I promise. Here is the 2-0 from Burns. That's going to be low, ball 3. So I don't know if the mound visit didn't seem to work here, as Burns he's missed a lot of pitches lately. Walked Alonso, I believe, on 4 pitches, and we're already at 3-0 here for Vientos. Here's the 3-0. That's low, ball 4. So he has walked the bases loaded. That's going to bring up old Pirate Starling Marte. And we have a mound visit by the pitching coach, I believe. So, again, I do want to say, feel free to comment. Don't be a stranger. Yeah, last night I was chatting away. We talked about Giants, Padres, talking about just old Giants players. Again, I didn't really know much about them, so I looked them up in front of everybody, and I just had a good time. If you want to be shy, that's fine too. I understand. Again, feel free to hit that subscribe button if this is your type of content. I do a lot of live streams. Really don't mess with the videos anymore. May return to them one way or another. Not in video game form. That was we definitely tried something there. It didn't really work. 1-0, 1 out here. Bases loaded. Marte is going to step up. Former Pirate here batting 184, OPS of 652. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there, called strike. Marte here with the 0-1 count. Again, bases loaded. Here's the 0-1. Checked his swing, and he did not go on a ball low. Career with the bases loaded, 333 with 2 grand slams. This season he is 0 for 1. 1-1 count here to Marte. Marte is going to foul this one off, so the count moves to 1-2. Marte is going to ask for time. McNeil is on deck. They are in double play. You know, they're double play defense there. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Burns is able to get it to 2 outs. That's going to bring up McNeil, Jeff McNeil, who is crushing it at the plate this season, batting .333. OPS of 1058. Of course, he only has 12 at bats, so my bad. McNeil grounder to first, and he's going to step on the bag, so Burns is able to get out of it. So 3 stranded there for the Mets as we head to the top of the second. Your score, 0-0. All right, let's see what we got here. In the bottom of the third, the Pirates are up 1-0 on the Cubs. The Phillies up 3-1 on the Nationals in the top of the third. The Twins and Indians, they are tied at 0 in the bottom of the sixth. Orioles 4, Yankees 2 in the bottom of the third. The Cardinals up 5-0 in the Reds in the top of the third. The Royals 2, Rays nothing in the bottom of the second. Red Sox up 2-0 over the Blue Jays in the bottom of the first. And that is all for now. Tigers again defeating the Astros today 7-4. Rockies over the Braves 2-1 and getting their 5th win of the season. Dodgers up. They defeated the Marlins 12-7. Mariners defeated the Angels 9-3. The Padres defeated the Giants 5-3. The Cardinals defeated the Reds 6-0. Again, if this is your type of content, feel free to subscribe. I do as many live games as possible. I mean, I did work today, so I get home probably about an hour, maybe a little less than an hour ago. My wife was all good. She's watching her show. So, hey, I am in front of the camera. And if, again, this is your type of content, even if you're a Mets fan, Diamondbacks fan, hey, feel free to subscribe. Again, I call as many games as possible. If you're a football fan, you should definitely subscribe. I mean, that is a guarantee. That's what you should do. And if you are worried about finances, I did arrange I talked to YouTube. We negotiated for months, but I was able to get it to where you don't have to pay a thing. It is free. So it should not hurt your pocketbook. You will not get a bill. You're welcome. You are welcome. All right, it's going to bring up Suarez here. He's batting 198, but he has an OPS of 837, so I would say he's the modern player for sure. And the Mets are already warming up someone, Brandon Waddle. Interesting. All right, Brazoban is set. Suarez is in the box. We are ready to resume here in the second inning. Swung on and missed, strike one. Also, again, don't be shy. You can comment down below. I will read it. Suarez batting 198, but has 10 home runs, 20 RBIs. That's why his OPS is in the 800s. Suarez rips this one, but that is foul. And I guess I didn't really explain that. I'm a Pirates fan, so, feel free to hate on that. I'm a Steelers fan as well. I don't know. Just trying to find some stuff about me. Here's the 0-2. Suarez, I believe, got under it, as this one is not making out of the infield. Lindor moving up to make the catch for out number one. I think my voice cracked a little bit. My bad. All right, it's going to bring up Naylor, Josh Naylor. He is batting .318 on the year, OPS of 893. All right, so here is Josh Naylor. Brazoban taking a while here. And he's going to get a pitch clock violation. So I believe that is going to be ball one. Yeah, he took forever. So Naylor gets a free ball. I don't know what he was doing. Here is the 1-0. That's going to be in there. Oh! It was in the zone, but he didn't catch it. The catcher kind of dropped it, so it's 2-0 now. Naylor batting .318, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs, OPS of 893. Brazoban now trying to quick pitch Naylor and gets a warning here from the umpire. Hey, you got to wait for eye contact. 2-0 count here to Naylor. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low for ball three. 3-0 count again to Naylor, batting pretty well this year, .318. And Naylor is going to take ball four. So Naylor gets on there. Nick is here. How's it going? Yes, sir. This one is for you. I definitely thought of you for sure. Had to get the Diamondbacks. As again, they take on the Mets. Diamondbacks winning only 3 of their last 10. So really, really struggling as of late. Again, the Mets are one of the best teams in baseball, so this would be a big win for the D-backs. And that first pitch is in there, called strike to Moreno. He's batting .225, OPS of 567. I'm going up against official Jaguar Gator tonight, big-time YouTuber. So this was a risk, as Brazoban's going to step off. So I would say definitely not going to get the views that I possibly could have got. But I feel like this is going to be a great game to call. And again, I did promise I'd call some more D-backs games. That pitch is outside ball one. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Work was okay. Work was kind of frustrating, actually, but it's work. 1-1 count here to Moreno. That's going to be in there, called strike. So we'll see how I do tonight. As I, again, going 1-on-1 with the GOAT of live broadcasts. Maybe I can join that conversation in the near future. Here's the 1-2, and that's going to be fouled off. Again, don't hesitate to comment down below, chat about whatever you'd like. Talk about these two teams, talk about other teams, talk about football, talk about the weather. That's fine. I will read it all. That's the advantage of me being a small-time streamer. That is swung on and missed, strike 3. Elevated the fastball there and got him to chase. And he was late on it as well. So that's going to bring up Gurriel. He, really, again, I apologize if I butcher any names. Batting 168, OPS of 520. Has 4 home runs and 15 RBIs on the year. Last night went 0 for 4. That pitch is in there, called strike. No one count to Gurriel. Naylor on first with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Brazoban kind of taking a while here. He's going to step off. Brazoban just either tries to quick pitch you or he's going to wait till the last second. That's kind of what I've gathered here. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be inside. Almost hit him. Checked his swing. Did not go. So 1-1 count here to Gurriel. Naylor on first. Gurriel did ask for time. Steps back in now. Brazoban sets. Again, runner on first. And we actually have a pickoff, but that was not close. Brazoban had a really efficient first inning. This one taking a little bit longer. 1-1 count to Gurriel. And Gurriel sends this to second. A little flare there, and it's caught for out number 3. So 1 left on there for the D-backs as we head to the bottom of the second. Your score is still 0-0. The Pirates are up 1-0 on the Cubs in the top of the 4th. Phillies up 3-1 over the Nationals in the top of the 4th. Twins and Indians, they are tied at 0 in the top of the 7th. Orioles 4, Yankees 2 in the top of the 4th. Royals 2, Rays nothing in the top of the 3rd. Cardinals 9, Reds nothing in the top of the 3rd. Red Sox 2, Blue Jays nothing in the top of the 2nd. Tigers defeated the Astros. Tigers defeated the Astros 7-4. Rockies defeated the Braves 2-1. Dodgers defeated the Marlins 12-7. Mariners defeated the Angels 9-3. Padres defeated the Giants 5-3. Cardinals defeated the Reds 6-0. And those are your scores from around the major leagues. Again, this is your type of content. Hit that subscribe button. I do call a bunch of random games, and this is my second Diamondbacks game as well as the second Mets game. Goal would be to try to call as many other teams as possible, not just Pirates games, though. That has been the primary focus, I guess. And again, don't be a stranger. Feel free to comment down below. I read all comments. Also a big football fan, so don't think baseball season is the end. Football starting at the end of August. I will be there calling as many games as possible. That'll be pretty fun. We'll see if I can do multiple games at once. That'd be pretty tough, but I'll give it a shot. As again, we head to the bottom of the second here. Alvarez is going to be leading off for the Mets. As we're still in the warm-up, or at least approaching the end of the warm-up. Burns asking for the ball. He's going to head to the mound here to start off the bottom of the second. Again, Alvarez at the plate. He's batting .235 on the year. OPS of 749. Burns sets and delivers. And Alvarez sends this to center, and that's going to find a glove. Barrosa with the catch for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. That's going to bring up Acuna, batting .300, OPS of .726. Burns sets and delivers. That's going to be high for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Acuna. Was 2 for 4 yesterday. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be inside. Almost hit him. To a parade of boos. So the count is now 2-0. Acuna pretty young. Looks very young. 23 years old. Looks younger. That one is skied to center. And Barrosa makes the catch for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Taylor, batting .195. Sorry if you hear the squeak. .195 OPS of .508. Doesn't have any homers on the year yet. 5 RBIs. Once again, he was 2 for 4 last night. 2 RBIs in the win over the D-backs. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be high and inside. Ball 1. And again, the Mets fans show their disapproval of that as that almost hit him. 1-0 count here to Taylor. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 1. 91-mile-per-hour cutter there. Burns sets and delivers the 1-1. That's going to be a called strike down at the knees. Strike 2. 1-2 count here to Taylor. Taylor sets. Burns sets and delivers. Taylor sends this to center. Barrosa sliding. Can't make the catch. He doesn't know where it is. But I believe it bounced towards the diamond. It did. So that's actually going to keep Taylor at first. So a lucky bounce. Could have been disastrous if that gets past Barrosa. Taylor could be at third. Just before he gets to the glove. So he kept it in front of him. So I guess that'll work there. Barrosa's been really busy this inning, catching the first 2 outs, and then there on the third batter sends it to center. Here is Francisco Lindor. He's 1 for 1 on the day, batting .308. That's going to be in there, called strike. 1-1 count here, or 0-1 count again. He's 1 for 1, .308, batting 872 OPS. Got a pickoff attempt, and as usual, the home team will boo. One count here to Lindor. Burns sets and delivers, and that's going to be outside, ball 1. One count here to Lindor. Runner on first. Burns delivers. Lindor sends this to the left side, and that one is going to be foul. 1-2 count here to Lindor. Again, he led off here with a double for the Mets. This was in the first. Bases loaded in the first, and Burns was able to get out of it. Here is the 1-2. Lindor sends this foul to the right side. So the count's still 1-2 to Lindor. Lindor been pretty solid for the Mets the last few years. Been a constant. Here's the 1-2. Bouncer back to the pitcher. Burns throws to first for out number 3. So one left on there for the Mets. As we head to the top of the third, your score is 0-0. All right, some more scoring updates from around the league. The Pirates up 1-0 over the Cubs in the bottom of the fourth. Now the Phillies up 3-1 over the Nationals in the bottom of the fourth. Twins and Indians, they are tied at 0 apiece as they head to the bottom of the seventh. Orioles 4, Yankees 2 in the bottom of the fourth. Royals 2, Rays 0 at the end of 3. The Cardinals up 9-0 over the Reds at the bottom of the third. The Red Sox over the Blue Jays right now 3-0 in the top of the second. Brewers up 2-0 on the White Sox in the top of the first. The Tigers defeated the Astros today 7-4. Rockies defeated the Braves 2-1. Dodgers defeated the Marlins 12-7. Mariners over the Angels today 9-3. Padres over the Giants 5-3. That one is final. And the Cardinals winning game 1 of the doubleheader 6-0. And they're up 9-0 now. So Reds not looking good today. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do call a bunch of random games. You can look at my live videos. You can see all the stuff. I'm not just talking out my butt here. I promise you, I've called other baseball games before, so it's not my first rodeo. It's not a one and done. I will be back. Again, feel free to comment down below. And one other thing about the subscription, I did make sure that it's free, so you don't have to worry about paying a dime. It will not cost you a thing. I promise. So if you subscribe, worst case scenario, literally there's none. I promise. You literally just add another potential superstar to your YouTube feed. And again, worst case scenario, you also just scroll on by. You don't want to see me that day? Fine. That's okay. But I appreciate, again, everyone that has subscribed. It's really awesome. I never thought I'd get above 100, and yet I did crack that just a few days ago. So really cool stuff, man. It's really awesome. Really awesome stuff. All right, so Waddle is going to be pitching here. Brandon Waddle, I feel like I remember him from like an old MLB The Show game, like an older one. Let's see if I can find him. And I don't see him at all. Waddle is pitched way back in 2021. And the first pitch to Barossa is inside ball 1. 5.68 ERA in his career for Waddle. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be low. Ball 2. So here's a Pirate. That's probably why I recognize him. 2-0 count here to Barossa, batting 167. Barossa sends this to left. On the run is McNeil, who makes the catch for out number 1. Let me tell you how Jesus hates you, okay? I had a 4-leg parlay yesterday. Manzardo, Rice, Crow Armstrong, and Ramirez from the Marlins going into the night game. He was the only one not to hit. Yeah, that is tough. I'm telling you, man. It's I don't know if this channel is pro betting because everyone that has a bet that watches with me or is in my chat, they lose. I swear, most of them just lose. That is unlucky, though. Maybe you should, you just never know. Just hindsight 2020, I guess you should have pulled out. Hampson sends this up the middle. Acuna stops it. Hampson is able to beat a very good attempt by Acuna. Well hit up the middle. Acuna diving to snag it. Throws to first, but Hampson is a speedster. So, yeah, good stuff there by Hampson. Well, I don't think Jesus hates you, but that is tough luck. I'm not going to lie, Nick. That is unfortunate stuff. All right, so Hampson is at first. Here is Tawa batting 196. He's 0 for 1 on the day. That's going to be, it's going to be ball one. Tawa batting 196 again. 4 home runs, 9 RBIs on the year. OPS of 782. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss as his helmet moves a little bit. Strike one. 1-1 count here again. Hampson is at first, and he's a threat on the base paths. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be high, ball 2. Two and 1 count to Tawa. Here's the pitch. That's going to be, I believe, swung on and missed. I'm not too sure. I don't think he hit it, but that one was in and out of the catcher's glove. Or it bounced off him. I'm not too sure. Regardless, it's a 2-2 count. Two and 2 count to Tawa again. Runner on first. 1 out here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high for ball 3. Three and 2 count. Here's the pitch from Waddle. Tawa's going to send this one right side, but that's going to get foul. In the Mets today, 21-9. The only team in the majors with just single-digit losses. The Diamondbacks, meanwhile, 15-14 after starting off 12-7. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Tawa started the night at 200. Now is at 192. That will bring up Corbin Carroll. Batting 296, his OPS is still above 1,000. At least for the time being, as Corbin Carroll batting, or has 9 home runs on the year, 23 RBIs. Waddle sets, and he's going to pick off, but Hampson is chilling at first. Carroll again, he's 0 for 1 on the day with the strikeout. That's Hampson is off to second, and he beats the throw and the tag for a stolen base. Carroll was taking all the way, it looks like. All right, so 0-1 count here to Carroll as Hampson takes second. So a runner in scoring position. As we have a brief stoppage here. Looks like Alvarez, the catcher of the Mets, was not ready or something. I'm not too sure. 0-1 count again to Carroll. That's going to be inside, ball 1. Almost hit him. Almost hit him. Green and orange mask there. They are mentioning it looks like the Miami Dolphins. And yeah, no, those are Miami Dolphin colors. Here's the 1-1. Carroll's going to foul this one back. Strike 2. So 1 strike away here from getting out of this potential run here from Hampson there at second. 1-2 count. Waddle sets, looks back at Hampson, and delivers. Little chopper to the pitcher. Waddle throws to first for out number 3. So 1 left on there for the Diamondbacks as they get their first hit of the game, but it leads to nothing as it's 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. In the top of the fifth, we have the Pirates up 2-0 on the Cubs. The Phillies up 4-1 over the Nationals in the top of the fifth. The Indians up 1-0 on the Twins at the bottom of the seventh. The Orioles up 4-2 on the Yankees in the top of the fifth. Royals up 2-0 on the Rays in the top of the fifth. Cardinals up 9-0 over the Reds in the bottom of the fourth. The Red Sox over the Blue Jays 4-0 in the bottom of the second. Brewers up 2-0 over the White Sox in the bottom of the first. The Tigers defeat the Astros today 7-4. Rockies over the Braves 2-1. Shocker there. The Dodgers over the Marlins 12-7. And the Mariners over the Angels 9-3. I did say "and" for some reason. That's not the end of it. Padres over the Giants 5-3. And the Cardinals won Game 1 of their doubleheader earlier 6-0 over the Reds. Again, feel free to, subscribe. Why? Well, I do a bunch of random games, and that game could include your favorite team. You can let me know what team you'd like, and I'm more likely to cover those games in the future. Also, if you really just want to watch a game, let me know, and if I'm not working, I will do everything I can to cover that game. Also, feel free to comment down below. Talk about whatever you'd like. Talk about, hey, just wishing everyone well, or you can let me know how that parlay didn't hit last night. That is perfectly fine. Talk about that, talk about baseball, talk about football, talk about whatever you'd like. And again, feel free to subscribe because it's free. It will not cost you a thing. Because I thought of you whenever I was making all the settings, like, well, you know what? I don't want to charge. Why would I charge for that? It's free. You should just do it. All right, that's going to bring up Juan Soto here in the bottom of the third, batting .248 on the year, OPS of .765. Here's the pitch from Burns. That's going to be low in the dirt. Ball one. Soto has struggled to begin the year. Here is the 1-0. That's going to be outside, ball two. 2-0 count here to Soto. Again, just not exactly what you'd expect from him. Only has 3 home runs on the year. Burns from the stretch and delivers. That's going to be in there, called strike. Soto with a big smile, very confident guy. 2-1 count here to Soto. Here's the pitch. This one is sent to deep left field, but not quite all the way as Gurriel makes the catch just shy of the warning track. Crowd got me excited there, but nothing doing. As that's going to bring up Pete Alonso. Alonso walked in the first inning. If you remember, the Burns didn't even, just 4 straight pitches there. 8 straight pitches, actually, because he walked Vientos. 4-0 counts apiece. Here's, again, Alonso batting .346, OPS of 1130. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be low for ball one. And Alonso, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs. That is insane for just April. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be in there, a called strike. It's Alonso digging his feet even deeper. Alonso has 3 home runs off Burns. It's the most by any player against Corbin Burns. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be away, ball two. Can definitely tell that Burns is pitching around Alonso, showing him the respect that Alonso has earned. Swing and a miss, strike two. Of course, kind of being a little disrespectful there as a pitch right down the middle. Two count here to Alonso. One out here in the bottom of the third. Alonso, grounder to short. Hampson throws to first for out number 2. Good catch there by Nailers. That throw was a little bit off. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. That's going to bring up Vientos. He walked again in the first inning, batting .210 on the year, 668 OPS. Burns sets. I swear if that cat tears up my blanket. That's going to be low, ball 1. We are going to fight live in front of you guys. 1-0 count here. Burns shaking off pitches. I didn't know that was still a thing. Here's the 1-0. And Vientos sends this left. And that one is gone. A solo shot home run by Vientos. As I was questioning him earlier, why is he batting cleanup? Those stats are terrible. Well, he makes me look like an idiot as he puts on the first run of the game here in the bottom of the third. The Mets now lead 1-0. Vientos just sent that one out of here. Crowd knew immediately. Of course, they were cheering for a 300-footer earlier, but, you know, you could see that when that jumped off the bat. All right, so the Mets add one here in the bottom third. That's going to bring up Starling Marte, who swings and misses at a pitch down and away. Marte batting 180 on the year, 640 OPS, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. It's going to be low for ball 1. Burns sets and delivers. Grounder to short. Hampson there. Throws to first. Oh, nice scoop by Naylor for out number 3. Naylor with some great plays at first. But the Mets put one on the board thanks to the Vientos solo shot to left as the Mets lead 1-0. All right, what's going on across the majors? Well, great question. The Pirates leading 2-1 on the Cubs as the Cubs put one on here in the 5th, and they have 2 runners on with nobody out. So that's fantastic. Pirates, let's go. Phillies up 4-2 over the Nationals in the top of the 5th. I just realized my face is like way in y'all's face. I feel like that's very uncomfortable for you guys. My bad. Guardians. Oh, my bad. Indians up 1-0 over the Twins in the bottom of the 7th. Orioles over the Yankees 4-3 in the top of the 5th. Royals up 3-0 over the Rays in the top of the 5th. The Cardinals up 9-0 over the Reds in the top of the 5th. That's the one we're watching. Red Sox over the Blue Jays 4-0 in the top of the 3rd. Brewers up 2-0 over the White Sox as they head to the 2nd. The Tigers defeated the Astros today 7-4. Rockies over the Braves 2-1. Dodgers over the Marlins 12-7. Mariners over the Angels 9-3. Padres over the Giants 5-3, and the Cardinals winning game 1 of the doubleheader 6-0. Again, if you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do call a bunch of random games. You can look at my live section just in case you don't believe me. You're like, oh no, I've never seen you before. I promise, I've done it before. As I tried to grow this channel, and I could definitely use your support. All I ask is for the subscription. Why? Well, you know, it'd be pretty cool to see it grow. I do, again, have football coming up in the fall. It's not just a baseball thing. I am more of a football fan, to be honest. So if you're a football guy, definitely hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to comment about whatever you'd like. I'm a small-time creator, as you can see. I haven't really created anything, not really. But you can definitely comment, and I'll see it because that chat's not exactly going to be moving blazing fast. All right, D-backs here trying to at least tie the game, as here is Grichuk batting .231 on the year, 713 OPS, no home runs. Here's the first pitch from Waddle. That's going to be outside, ball 1. 1-0 count here from Waddle. And Grichuk lines this one foul. That one was hit pretty well, but just early. So 1-1 count here to Grichuk. Struck out in the first. Here's the 1-1. Grichuk fouls that one off his foot. Oh, that's got to be tough. So 1-2 count here to Grichuk. Again, not exactly off to a fantastic start. 231, OPS of 712. Waddle looking good out of the bullpen. First appearance since 2021. He had been pitching in Korea. Here's the 1-2. Grichuk is going to foul this one back. 1-2 count to Grichuk here again. Waddle just looking really solid since his return to the majors. Here's the 1-2. Inside, ball 2. As a lot of the crowd didn't like that call or no call. That cat, I'm going to fight that cat on stream. Here's the 2-2. Grichuk, hits hard to third, but it's snagged. Throws to first for out number 1. Great play by Vientos, who again hit that solo shot home run in the third. That's going to bring up Suarez, batting 196, though he has an OPS of 828, so he can put up with that low batting average. As he has, I believe, 10 home runs, if I recall. 10 home runs, 20 RBIs. I believe Nick was the one that told me a few days ago that he had a 4 home run ball game. So it was definitely can have the power there. 0-1 count to Suarez. That's going to be outside, ball 1. Arizona trying to avoid falling to 500. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be fouled off the catcher. Strike 2. Suarez again batting below 200, but yet his OPS is really good, above 800. Here's the 1-2. Checked his swing, and the umpire saying he went. Strike 3. So Waddle, or I guess they're saying Waddell, looking again really solid since his return to the majors. And I can confirm he did go. That's going to bring up Moreno. He's batting 222 on the year. No, pardon me, Josh Naylor. As Naylor singles to center, and Naylor gets his first hit of the game. He's been on base both times. Now Moreno's at the plate. So just a little hit there that falls in between Lindor and the center fielder. Waddle at 27 pitches. Again, did not start the game, came into the third, but he definitely can rack up some innings. Here's the first pitch to Moreno. That's going to be in there, called strike. Moreno batting 222, OPS of 559. No home runs on the year. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be high for ball 1. One-on-one count here. Waddle sets again. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. Grounder in between short and third, so he's going to get on. Naylor's going to chill at second. So with 2 outs here, the Diamondbacks putting some runners on. That's going to bring up Gurriel. He's batting 167, OPS of 515. And a little mound visit there, just a little brief one. And here's Gurriel, 0 for 1 on the day. 167, 4 home runs on the year. Runners on first and second. Waddle looking at second and delivers. This one is ripped foul. And they're showing a catch made by Taylor last night. What a catch. 0-1 count here to Gurriel. Again, we had a batter timeout. Waddle sets. Looks back at Naylor. And we have, guess another timeout? I'm not too sure. Anyway, he's going to get back in the box. And runners on first and second. 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Waddle looks over at Naylor and delivers. That's going to be high. Ball 1. 1-1 count. 1-1 count to Gurriel. Waddle sets. And delivers. That's going to be outside. Ball 2. 2-1 count. Runners on first and second here for the Diamondbacks. Looking to have some 2-out magic here. Waddle sets. And that is a swinging strike there. Strike 2. And a ball that was inside. Waddle sets. Again, Naylor at second. Moreno at first. Here's the 2-2. Gurriel sends this one to center, and it is caught by Taylor for out number 3. So 2 stranded here by the Diamondbacks as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score, Mets 1, Diamondbacks 0. Oh, joy. Some other scores. The Cubs have taken the lead over the Pirates 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th. The Phillies up 5-2 on the Nationals in the top of the 6th. The Indians up 4-1 over the Twins in the top of the 8th. The Cardinals up 9-0 over the Reds in the top of the 6th. Orioles up 4-3 over the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th. The Royals up 3-0 over the Rays in the top of the 6th. Red Sox up 4-0 over the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 3rd. The Brewers up 2-0 over the White Sox in the bottom of the 2nd. Rangers Athletics, they are now playing, and that one is in the bottom of the 1st. No score. Tigers Astros. Tigers winning 7-4. Rockies over the Braves today 2-1. Dodgers over the Marlins 12-7. Mariners over the Angels 9-3. Padres over the Giants 5-3. And the Cardinals winning game 1 6-0. Again, if you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do random games, baseball games. It's baseball season. I did do a lot of college basketball whenever it was March Madness. Obviously, that's over, but I'll do that again next year if you're a March Madness fan or sports bettor or whatever. This is just for fun, pretty much. I'd be watching baseball if I weren't here, and I'm watching it now. I figured I might as well just call it while I watch it. So that's pretty much it. Again, subscribe. It's free. Also, feel free to comment. I read all chats because, well, there's really not much going on between pitches, and The chat's not exactly going to be moving fast, so if you just want to chat about whatever you'd like, go ahead and do that. I welcome it. Bottom of the fourth here, that is going to be Jeff McNeil, batting .308, OPS of .978. Only has 13 at-bats on the year. Burns sets, and it delivers. That's going to be in there. Strike one. 0-1 count here to McNeil, who's also 0 for 1 on the night. Burns sets. That's going to be a curveball down in the dirt for ball one. McNeil's the longtime second baseman here for New York. Though Acuna looks really good defensively there, so I would say they're probably going to stick with him, stick with Acuna at second. Here is the 1-1. That's going to be inside ball two. Two-one count here to McNeil. Burns sets and delivers. That's going to be inside ball three. Again, feel free to comment down below. Just chat about whatever you'd like. 3-1 count to McNeil. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a low ball four. He walked him. So Burns walks McNeil to start the bottom of the fourth. And that's going to bring up Francisco Alvarez. Alvarez is 0 for 1 of the night, batting .222, OPS of .707. Burns sets. McNeil at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Mets looking to add on to their 1-0 lead. That one run came by that the solo shot home run by Vientos in the bottom of the third. And a pickoff attempt, and that one is just keeping him honest. No one count here to Alvarez. Runner on first, nobody out. And Burns again stepping off. And the Mets fans boo and boo and boo. Burns sets and delivers. Alvarez sends this to left. Gurriel under it. No, it's Barossa saying he had it. He makes the catch for out number one as McNeil retreats to first. So one out here in the bottom of the fourth. That's going to bring up Acuna. He's batting .296 on the year, .717 OPS. He flew out in the second. Tried to hide that yawn. I just couldn't. Eventually came out. Here's the first pitch. Acuna, grounder to second. There's one. And two. No, they can't quite get Acuna as he was sprinting down that line. But they do get the man at second for out number two. And that's going to bring up Taylor. He's batting ninth today for the Mets. He's 1 for 1. Batting average above 200, 205. OPS of 526. Not going to lie, I expected a little bit more from this game. But, I mean, a pitcher's duel is a pitcher's duel. Here's the pitch from Burns. That's going to be outside ball one. Last night's game, Giants and Padres. I believe it was only 5-4, but the game had a lot of excitement, a lot of offense, despite the 5-4 score. Kept me on my toes. Here is the 1-0 from Burns. Taylor pops it up. Shallow right field. Carroll running to make the catch for out number 3. So one left on there for the Mets as we head to the top of the 5th. Your score, Mets 1, Diamondbacks 0. All right, the Cubs up on the Pirates 3-2 in the top of the 6th. Phillies up 6-2 on the Nationals in the bottom of the 6th. Guardians or Indians up 4-1 on the Twins in the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals up 9-0 on the Reds at the bottom of the 6th. Orioles up 5-3 on the Yankees in the top of the 6th. Royals up 3-0 on the Rays in the top of the 6th. Red Sox up 4-0 on the Blue Jays as they head to the bottom of the 4th. Brewers up 2-1 on the White Sox in the bottom of the 2nd. Athletics and Rangers 0-0 apiece. Tigers defeated the Astros today 7-4. Rockies over the Braves 2-1. Dodgers over the Marlins 12-7. Mariners defeat the Angels 9-3. The Padres beat the Giants 5-3, and the Cardinals win game 1 today 6-0. Okay, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I do call a bunch of random games. And, again, I do have a score bug down there for you if you're interested in any other sports going on now. It includes hockey, baseball. Well, obviously, it's baseball, basketball. And I believe I have Premier League soccer in that score bug, just in case there's any Premier League fans here. But, yeah, feel free to chat about sports, chat about whatever you'd like in the comments. And, again, subscribe. It's free. That's what's very important is our pocketbooks, and I thought of you guys in these tough times that we're all in. So again, hit that subscribe button for more live stream baseball games, where we can come and hang out. Chat isn't exactly the most lively tonight, but hey, it is what it is. I understand. I've been there. I've done that. Or I just didn't feel like saying anything either. I'm there just to know what the heck's going on with the game. I don't want to talk to you, man. I totally get it. Totally understand. I do. All right. Top of the 5th here is Jorge Barrosa. It's 2 for 13 on the year. 3 RBIs, OPS of 385. Waddle's still out there. Here's the first pitch. Barrosa showing bunt, pulls away, but it lands in there for a called strike. Waddell steps off for a batter timeout. Here is the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 count. Yeah, I do apologize for all the mic movement. I don't have a mic that can just hang out, and that'd be cool. One day, huh? Here is the 0-2. That's going to be low in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-2 count here to Barrosa. Again, only batting 154 on the year. Doesn't have many plate appearances. Waddell delivers. And that one is fouled back. Luis, how's it going, man? What's happening, man? We're just doing the D-backs and Mets game. I believe the Padres won today, so I know you're happy. I don't know about the Mariners. I forgot. I've been saying the score. I just forgot. That's that CTE showing. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be low. Ball 2. Let me actually see. So did your teams. The Padres, again, did win. So, the Mariners won. So both your teams winning today. Look at that. But good. Thanks for stopping by, Luis, as always. Appreciate it. Swung on and missed. He struck him out for out number 1. That's going to bring up Garrett Hampson. He's 1 for 1 on the day, batting 185, OPS of 538. Yep, the Padres did. Yeah, I was at work, so I couldn't obviously call that game. Got home about 2 hours ago. Here's grounded to short, throws to first for out number 2. maybe a little less than 2 hours ago. This game's going by pretty quickly. It started at 6:10 Central Time. We're already in the 5th inning. Again, this game not nearly as exciting. You can probably tell with the if you watched both streams yesterday and today, a lot more excitement yesterday, a lot more lively. Here is Tawa. He's 0 for 2 on the day. That one's going to be in there, called strike. I do thank you again, Luis and Nick, right here, two guys that definitely always make their presence known. I appreciate it. 0-1 count here to Tawa. 0 for 2 again on the day. Did strike out. That one checked his swing. Did not go. Just inside. The D-backs looking to get something going here. They have the same amount of hits as the Mets, but obviously had the solo shot. Tawa pops it up. Shallow right center field. Solo makes the catch for out number 3. So nothing doing there for the D-backs as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Your score, 1-0. Mets leading. All right, in the bottom of the 6th, the Pirates still trailing 3-2 to the Cubs. Phillies up 6-2 in the Nationals. The Indians up 4-1 over the Twins. Royals up 3-0 over the Rays. I don't know why I said it that way. The Rays. Cardinals up 9-1 on the Reds. Orioles up 5-3 on the Yankees. Red Sox up 4-0 on the Blue Jays. Brewers, White Sox are tied at 2 apiece, as well as the Athletics and Rangers, who are tied at 0 apiece. Tigers beat the Astros 7-4. Rockies beat the Braves 2-1. Dodgers beat the Marlins 12-7. Mariners beat the Angels 9-3. Padres beat the Giants 5-3. And the Cardinals beat the Reds 6-0. Again, if this is your cup of tea, what do I mean by that? Well, if you like sports, I understand sports people probably wouldn't say cup of tea, so I might go ahead and get rid of that from the dialogue. But just feel free to subscribe. Again, I call random games. This is my second game for the Diamondbacks, second game for the Mets, so don't feel like if you're one of these teams, well, you'll never call these games again. No, these two teams I got subscribers from them, so I'm motivated to do more of these games. I do appreciate everyone that has subscribed. Again, if you're a football fan, this should be a no-brainer. I am a football fan. I know that might actually make no sense when I say no-brainer, but I am a huge football fan. Now it's a no-brainer for you to subscribe, as we will cover. I don't know why I say we either, but I will cover as many football games as possible every week for sure. Again, if you are a baseball fan, during the week I do intend to cover baseball games because obviously football is on the weekends. So don't feel like I'm going to be abandoning baseball. That will not be happening. I plan on covering it all the way through October. At least the beginning of the playoffs, for sure. And also, again, don't be a stranger. Feel free to comment there. Luis and Nick don't have to be the only ones. You can chat about whatever you'd like. It's just a sports channel for you. However you want it to run, I'll try my best to run it. As Corbin Burns is out there for the bottom of the 5th, only at 58 pitches. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be low to ball 1. This is Francisco Lindor. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Doubled in the first. 305 batting average. 866 OPS. Here's the 1-0, and it's going to be low and inside, ball 2. 2-0 count here. Burns sets and delivers. Strike 1. Burns' ERA is currently 3.82. Got it below a 4. Here's the 2-1. Lindor singles this to right field. So that's his second hit of the night as he's chilling at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. And that will bring up Juan Soto. This is a good opportunity for him to possibly break out of this slow start he's been in. Obviously, if you're a D-backs fan, you don't want that to happen, but I can't control the game. I promise. I have no control over it, despite the announcer's curse or anything like that, which has happened before. Pretty funny, actually. Here's the first pitch to Soto. Checked his swing, but he did go strike one. And Soto agreeing with that despite the check swing. 0-1 count. Lindor at first. Pickoff attempt. A little more aggressive there. But he's back safely to the bag. 0-1 count here to Juan Soto. Runner on first, nobody out. Burns delivers. Chopper to the bag. Gets one at second. Did he get him? He dropped it, but he was able to recover, and he did indeed recover in time for out number one. So I guess that's a fielder's choice there for Juan Soto. Not exactly thrilled. Burns with a low throw. Luckily, it was trapped between the glove and the base, or else that would have went to the outfield. So this is Alonso up. He's 0 for 1 with the walk. 343 batting average, 1120 OPS. That's going to be low in the dirt, ball one. One-zero count here to Alonso. Runner on first. Soto is at first. Burns sets and delivers. Alonso sends this left field. This one is crushed but foul. Got ahead of it. Pulled it a little bit too early. One and one count here to Alonso. It's off to a great start this season. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be low and away, ball two. And I'm going up against official Jaguar tonight, a legend there in the live streaming community, sports community. There's a pickoff attempt, safe to the bag. So I definitely did not expect the numbers that I may have gotten yesterday, but did expect a good game. Game might be able to break open here in the later innings. Here's the 2-1. Alonso chops this one foul. Yeah, I do appreciate everyone that has stopped by, and that's it's really cool. Again, I am definitely far and away seeing it's only 6 people here, but that's way more than I used to get when I started off. So I appreciate everyone. I really do. 2-2 count. Burns sets and delivers. That's going to be low, ball 3. Now it's at 5. Look at me. I'm shouting everyone out and they leave. That's fair. 3-2 count. Alonso, again, 0 for 1. He was walked. Burns has seemingly pitched around him tonight, and we got another pickoff attempt. I think they're just trying to get Juan Soto a little bit dirty. As the Mets fans boo and boo and boo. One out here. Again, full count. Burns sets and delivers. And this one is fouled back. Soto was running. Not exactly known for his speed, but let's give it a shot. Oh, what a jump by Soto. Oh, my gosh. 3-2 count here. Soto again on first. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. Burns. Oh, voice crack. Burns is going to step off here. Actually, it's going to be Pete Alonso that does. 3-2 count. Burns looking and sets Soto at first. And he's going to throw back to the bag. Feel like he's done it a million times. Oh, that was his third time. And that was, his third time unable to get him. So Soto's going to take second. Probably didn't need to do that. Burns worried about Soto. So now it's a runner in scoring position for the Mets. Here's the 3-2. That's low, ball 4. So he walks Alonso. And now that's going to bring up Vientos, who had the solo shot in the third inning. And we have another mound visit here by the D-backs. So runners on first and second, as again, they are just going to have a little mound visit, see what's going on here with Corbin. And while that's happening, I guess I'll promote the channel. I know that makes everyone here happy. But again, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I do call random games, and I think you'd enjoy it. If you're still here, well, hey, that might just mean a little bit of something, huh? If you don't subscribe today, well, definitely hit me up next time you watch. Definitely hit that subscribe button then. I think that's fair. I think that's fate. All right, Vientos is coming up. Mound visit is nearing its end as everyone's working their way back to their respective positions. Vientos 1 for 1 with the walk, and his one hit, well, it's the difference in this ball game with the 1-0 advantage of the Mets in the bottom of the fifth. Runners on first and second. Mets faithful, they are getting louder and louder. All right, Burns set Soto on second. Burns looks at Soto and delivers. That's in there, a called strike. 0-1 count. Vientos again homered earlier in the third inning. Looks at Soto and delivers. Just misses, ball 1. 1-1 count here to Vientos. Batting .218, .710 OPS on the year. Again, he had the home run, so he has the power. Question why he was batting cleanup, and then he does that. That one is low, ball 2. I'm just like, why in the world is he batting cleanup with those type of numbers? And then he shuts me up with the home run in the third inning. So look at me being a meme. Look at me being a joke. And we have a batter timeout there. He steps off pretty late. Mets trying to keep the single-digit loss column. That looks really good. And the Diamondbacks trying to avoid going to 500. Here is the 2-1. That's going to be in there for ball 3. Corbin didn't like the no call there. Shaking his head. 3-1 count. Vientos pops it up. Is this going to be caught? Moreno looking for it, and they can't find it as it hits off the screen, so it's just going to be a foul ball. Three-two count here now for Vientos, as this couldn't be any more dramatic. Moreno was looking for it. Naylor was looking for it. Moreno trips and falls in the dirt, and Naylor trying to sell that he caught it despite not really much happening. I do want to thank everyone that's sending me the hearts and laughing at me. Wow, thank you. Oh, my gosh. Here's the 3-2 to Vientos. Ground ball to short. There's 1 and 2. A double play. So Corbin Burns works his magic yet again, getting out of another jam as we head to the top of the 6th. Your score, Mets 1, Diamondbacks 0. Wow, thought the Mets were actually going to push across some more runs there, but Diamondbacks staying in it. All right, the Cubs up 3-2 over the Pirates as they head to the bottom of the 7th. Phillies up 6-2 over the Nationals as they head to the 8th. Royals up 3-0 over the Rays in the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals up 9-1 over the Reds in the bottom of the 7th. Orioles 5, Yankees 3 as they head to the 7th. Red Sox up 4-0 over the Blue Jays as they head to the 6th. Brewers and White Sox tied at 2 apiece in the bottom of the 3rd. The Athletics and the Rangers are tied at 0 apiece at the top of the 3rd. The Tigers defeat the Astros 7-4. Rockies over the Braves 2-1. Dodgers over the Marlins 12-7. Mariners over the Angels 9-3. Padres over the Giants 5-3. The Indians defeating the Twins 4-2. And the Cardinals winning game 1 of today's doubleheader with the Reds 6-0. Again, I do want to thank everyone for stopping by. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Again, I call random games. I think this would be the pretty much a channel for you if you just love baseball. Again, I will call random games whenever I can. If I'm not working, I'll be in front of this camera. Also, again, if you're a football fan, hit that subscribe button. I will definitely be calling as many football games as possibly can in the fall. All right, top of the 6th here. It's going to bring up Corbin Carroll. Again, it's a 1-0 game, so it's still anybody's game for the most part. So Carroll is going to step in there as they keep showing Corbin Carroll in the dugout. All right, Waddell is still out there. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be in there, called strike. 0-1 count here for Corbin Carroll. Been 294 OPS, dipping below 1,000 now, 995. So pretty solid regardless. 1-1 count. Waddell sets and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One and 2 count here to Corbin Carroll. Waddell with the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. So the count will remain at 1-2 as we enter the heart of the lineup for the D-backs. So this is where you'd like to see some hits. Carroll sends this to center, and Taylor with the nice catch for out number 1. So nice hits by the D-backs in this one, but they're just finding gloves as that's going to bring up Grichuk. Yeah, he's batting .225, LPS of .695. And Waddell is still out there. The former Pirate just hadn't pitched in the majors since 2021, and he looks pretty good out there. Here's the first pitch to Grichuk. That's going to be in there, called strike. Grichuk with no home runs and 5 RBIs on the year. Here's the 0-1, high for ball 2. Waddle working pretty fast, sets and delivers. It's going to be high, ball 2. 1-0 game here in the top of the 6th. Mets leading 1-0 thanks to the solo shot in the 3rd by Vientos. Here is the 2-1. That's going to be missing down and inside, ball 3, as the D-backs looking to trying to get some base runners here or something. Here's the 3-1. Grichuk, hard hit to left, but it's caught by McNeil for out number 2. So again, another well-hit ball there, but just finding gloves. That's going to bring up Suarez. Suarez is batting 194 0 for 2 on the night, OPS of 821, 10 home runs, 20 RBIs on the year. Pretty solid. Here's the first pitch from Waddell. Hot shot to third, snagged, throws to first for out number 3. Another hard hit ball that finds a Met. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, your score, Mets 1, D-backs 0. I just did a scoring update, so I won't do another one here. I'll wait till the end of the 6th inning. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate everyone for stopping by. I understand you guys could have went elsewhere, definitely elsewhere tonight, as again there's a legend streaming tonight, official Jaguar Gator. But you came to me, and I appreciate that so much. I really do. If you let me your support one more time, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I really would be appreciative of it. Again, I just call random games. Feel free to chat down below. I know, it's not exactly the most lively chat, but I've actually had chats where no one said a word. So I've definitely come a long way, despite, how it may look. I do appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know how you D-backs fans, if there are any left here, how are you seeing your season right now? I know you guys are struggling as of late. I mean, despite the strong start, 12-7, possibly falling to 15-15. So I don't know. I mean, I think you guys will be okay. It's just a little surprising. And as far as the Mets, well, everything seems to be going well. Your offense isn't exactly looking great, but your pitching is. So I would say these franchises right now, or their seasons, are definitely heading in opposite directions. Though, again, I do expect the D-backs to bounce back again. They have an offense that is just really solid whenever they are hot. And I'd expect for them to definitely make a push for the playoffs. And I believe the Diamondbacks can beat any given team on any given day. Or I should say series. They could take it series from the Dodgers, and they do have the capability. All right, here's Marte, bottom of the 6th, batting 176, OPS of 628. That's going to be low for ball 1. Burns sets. He's working quickly right now. So Marte, here's the pitch. Marte gets under it, pops it up, and Hampson looks like he's making the catch, and he does, for out number 1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. That's going to bring up Jeff McNeil. He's batting .308 with an OPS of 1025. He's 0 for 1 on the night, but he does have a walk. Again, he only has 13 at-bats on the year. That'll explain why his stats are crazy. I mean, of course, he is a contact hitter. He's won the batting title in the past. That is in there for a called strike. McNeil asking where that hit. 0-1 count here from Burns. And this one is fouled down the right side. That one's going to be, well, I already said fouled, so I don't know what I'm saying. McNeil looking for a new bat, and yep, that was cracked. Looks like McNeil's got a torpedo bat. I didn't realize he had one. So we got a torpedo bat here. McNeil using. I don't know if he was using one earlier, but he's got one right now. 0-2 count to torpedo bat McNeil. That's going to be low in the dirt. Ball 1. I could not get the words out of my mouth. 1-2 count here to McNeil. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Mets up 1-0. Again, the difference of the game is the solo shot by Vientos in the 3rd inning. When I was questioning why in the world is he batting cleanup, and then he makes me look like a fool in front of everyone. Here is the 1-2 from Burns. That's going to be inside, ball 2. Apparently the commentators are telling me that the Mets are on pace for 113 wins. Wouldn't that be amazing if that were pulled off? That'd be quite the pace to keep. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Burns, that's his second strikeout of the game. Only 2, as Burns has really looked shaky at times. But again, he's only allowed 4 hits. He has allowed 4 walks, but only 1 run allowed at this point. So that's a pretty good night. Doesn't matter how it looks, as long as you only allow a few runs, you're good. Here is Alvarez. He's 0 for 2. That's going to be low in the dirt. Ball 1. Alvarez batting .211, OPS of .671, 1 home run on the year, 3 RBIs. Burns at 85 pitches. I don't know if he'll last much longer. Might be out there for the 7th. Swung on a miss, strike 1. It's going to need Alvarez here to get out if you want to see him in the 7th. 1-1 count here to Alvarez. Here's the pitch. That's going to be on the outside corner, strike 2. Yeah. The umpire rung him up for strike 3, but it's only a 1-2 count. The Met fans are like, what the heck? The umpire doing this for only a 1-2 count. So 1-2 count here by a little bit of a botch by the umpire, but that's okay. It's not the worst thing that an umpire's done. Trust me, we've seen some bad calls. Here's the 1-2. Did he go? No, he did not. Alvarez kind of laughing about it now because he did check his swing. Would have been pretty funny. No. Alvarez laughing it off here. Here's the 2-2 from Burns. That's going to be low, ball 3. 3-2 count. Burns at 89 pitches now. Again, approaching that magical number of 100. 100 is pretty much you don't go over 100 anymore. Here's the 3-2. Outside corner, ball 4 as Alvarez turns a 1-2 strikeout into a walk. 90th pitch of the outing there again. Like Burns had a chance to possibly come out here for the 7th. I don't know. It's looking a little bit less likely. And that'll bring up Luis Angel Acuna batting. He's batting .292. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He made a really nice play at second earlier. That's going to be in there, strike 1. Burns, only 1 run allowed here. Pretty good outing for him. Again, he's looked shaky at times, but statistically, only 1 earned a run. I mean, it's pretty good. Here's the 0-1. Acuna, and that's going to get foul. 0-2 count to Acuna. Possibly the second baseman of the future for the Mets, or you could say the present. Moving Jeff McNeil to left. McNeil, of course, a good hitter, good contact hitter, so you want to keep him in the lineup. They're doing what the Astros are doing with Altuve. Here's the 0-2 to Acuna. That's in the dirt, and I believe Alvarez is staying at first. 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Mets up 1-0, of course, thanks to the solo shot by Vientos in the 3rd inning. Pardon me. 1-2 count to Acuna. Runner on first. Burns looking, shaking off signs. And we have a step off there by Corbin Burns. 93 pitches for Burns in this one. So, again, approaching that magical number of 100 where they just want to pull him. They don't want him to go over that, I guess. That's the way baseball is now. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So that's his third strikeout of the game. As we head to the top of the 7th, your score, Mets 1, Diamondbacks 0. All right, let's look at some scores. Oh, the Pirates have taken the lead in the bottom of the 7th. They now lead 4-3. Look at them go. Best team in the majors for sure. 11-19 record. Nah. That's a lie. All right, Phillies up 7-2 over the Nationals in the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals up 9-1 over the Reds in the top of the 9th. Royals up 3-0 over the Rays in the top of the 8th. The Orioles are up 5-4 on the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox up 6-2 of the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 6th. Mets, well, that's the one we're covering. Moron, what an idiot. Brewers up 3-2 over the White Sox at the end of 4. The Athletics up 1-0 over the Rangers in the bottom of the 3rd. Tigers won today over the Astros 7-4. The Rockies defeated the Braves 2-1 to get their 5th win of the season. Dodgers they defeated the Marlins 12-7. Mariners beat the Angels 9-3. The Padres beat the Giants 5-3. The Indians beat the Twins 4-2, and the Cardinals won Game 1 of today's doubleheader against the Reds 6-0. I just saw the fall down catch the Blue Jay guy made versus the Angels or Angles. It was pretty cool. Sorry I did not get to see it because I am doing this game. Thank you for stopping by, Trisk. All commenters tonight are people that I would say make their voices heard. I do appreciate them. Again, I do appreciate every one of you guys stopping in tonight, subscriber or not. Hopefully I do enough to earn that subscription. And if you're kind of teetering on the fence, well, I negotiated with YouTube to make sure that you don't have to pay a dime for a Dr. Delay subscription. That's right, it's free. So hit that subscribe button. It will not hurt you. Nothing at all will hurt you there, or at least on this channel for sure. All right, we are heading to the top of the 7th. Naylor is at the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch from Waddell. He's still in there, the former Pirate. I'm slamming stuff everywhere. Hasn't pitched in the majors since 2021, and Waddell looks like a stud right now. 0 for 1 count on Naylor. As the umpire is meeting with Waddell. I don't really understand what's going on. Umpire talking to Waddell. That was kind of awkward. Oh, 1 count. Yeah, I don't really know what happened here, so. Oh, it went off his hand. Okay. And Naylor slices this one foul. Mets up 1-0 in this one, thanks again to a solo shot home run by Vientos. And I was ripping Vientos. Why in the world was he batting 4th? And then all of a sudden he shows me why with that power to left. And that is the difference in the ball game. Again, Mets looking to stay in the single-digit loss column. Here's the 0-2 to Naylor. That's going to be outside ball 1. 1-2 count here from Waddle. Waddle making, again, his first pitching appearance since 2021 in the majors. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Naylor goes down. That's going to bring up Moreno. Moreno batting .233. He's 1 for 2 on the night. And Waddell with a great performance. He's getting a standing ovation. All the teammates are saying, hey, great performance. And, yeah, look at that performance. The Mets love Waddell. So have a day, Waddell. Hopefully he can stay up in the majors. It's always a good story, you know. Again, a brief little summary. I can go ahead and click on them for you as we have a commercial break. So pitching change. So that's why we got nothing going on right now. Waddell, he's 30 years old. Last pitched in 2021 for the Pirates and then 3 other teams, Minnesota, Baltimore, and St. Louis. And then he went to Korea, South Korea. He was just chilling there. And now he's back in the Mets, and that's his story. So good stuff for Brandon Waddell. Bad batting or good pitching? You know, it's a little bit of both. I would say for the Mets, good pitching. Diamondbacks, bad hitting. And then for the Diamondbacks, I would say Burns has been kind of iffy tonight. But again, he's getting the results. And the Mets, I feel like, look a lot better. But I don't know. I would say it's just kind of bad. I don't know. It's unlucky. Unlucky for the Mets. Really, the Mets should be up by more, I would say, just based on this game or based on what I've seen so far. So much for the Pirates making 500. What do you think now that Skeens will be traded before August 1st? Will they even get to 70 wins? Okay. So Trisk is a troll, everybody. So I'm going to take his words with a grain of salt. Paul Skeens will not get traded this year. I can tell you that much. Will they get 70 wins? And that is a valid question. I don't know. I thought they would. I thought they'd easily get 80 wins. Yeah. Probably not. Freaking jokes. The Pittsburgh jokes. All right, here's Stanek. So here's the first pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back. Stanek with a 3.6 ERA. And Moreno's up at the dish for the D-backs. Rockets up by 27. Really? Oh, man, I got to look at my own ticker. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be in the dirt, ball 1. Again, I have my own little Sports Center ticker. So, you know, if you are just here for sports in general, I would say this is the place for you. 1-1. Here's the pitch from Stanek. That's going to be in there. Strike 2. Are you sure I'm not a troll? Maybe we'll order like a Yoda. I don't know about that. I would say no. You're closer to a troll than a Yoda. Maybe 51 troll, 49 Yoda. That one is fouled back. Stanek again pitching here, replacing Waddell. Had a great night. First pitching appearance since 2021 in the majors. Really cool story there. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to third. Vientos throws to Alonso for out number 2. Mets up 1-0 here in the top of the 7th. The Mets, I would say, look like they've been in control of this one. But it's only 1-0. So, again, it's anyone's ball game here. Arizona with 3 hits and a walk. The Mets with 4 hits, I believe, and 4 or 5 walks. So they have been on base. Here's Gurriel batting 165. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle. It's going to squeeze through Lindor and Acuna. So that is a 2-out single for the Diamondbacks. And that's going to bring up Barossa. Barossa is 0 for 2 with the strikeout, batting 143 on the year. I don't think he's played much, if I recall the stats correctly. OPS of 357. Switch hitter here is Barossa. As he faces the righty Stanek. This one is ripped down the right field line. This one, Soto's running Gurriel. I don't know if he's going home. Gurriel is actually going to stop at third. So with 2 outs, you have 2 runners in scoring position, just like that. Wrong you are, Lee Walker, for wise I am. Oh, For wise am I, at least 51% of the time am I correct. Well, I am correct 90% of the time, so I don't know. I feel like I would be the I feel like I'd be the Yoda. I'm just saying. Definitely missed though the Revenge of the Sith. Oh, I'm so mad that I did not get to see that. Just such a devastating. It's just devastating for me. All right, so that's going to bring up Geraldo Perdomo. He's hitting for Hampson. Hampson's made some pretty nice plays at short. But they trust Perdomo here to knock across these runs. Perdomo batting .260 on the year, OPS of 800, 4 home runs. So he has some power. Pretty good guy to have on your bench tonight. Runners on second and third. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be inside. Strike one. 0-1 count to Perdomo. Stanek tasked with keeping this 1-0 ball game. Here's the 0-1. It's big. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Perdomo's probably going to ask for time here if I had to guess. Again, runner on second, runner on third. 2 outs as the Mets faithful stand, and we do indeed get a stoppage of time. There it is. Just like clockwork, as the Mets fans also boo. Stanek allowed 2 hits. He is responsible for the 2 runners. 0-2 count to Perdomo. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. One would think they would have a Star Wars movie on Star Wars Day on Sunday, May the 4th. Be with you. Yeah, May the 4th. Is that Sunday? Here's the 1-2. This one is fouled to the left side. That one is going to find the seats. Yeah, no, it would have been cool to, I don't know. I'd like to see a Star Wars movie on May the 4th. I guess I could always watch it here, but it was just for the experience. And I regret not going. 1-2 count here to Perdomo. Here's the pitch. Perdomo sends this to left. Is it going to get down? It gets down. McNeil diving. Gurriel scores. Barossa scores. And Perdomo, with one swing of the bat, takes the lead here in the top of the 7th. It is now 2-1 Diamondbacks. Running on contact was Barossa and Gurriel. McNeil diving for it, but he traps it as it's just short, and McNeil throws it to second to stop Perdomo from moving to second. So look at that. So Stanek now is on the hook for the loss, the 10th loss of the season, as the Mets are the last team with single-digit losses. Here is Tawa. Oh, Perdomo's caught a rundown, but he got second. Oh, and the Mets are kind of low-key self-destructing right before our eyes as the Mets faithful are booing. Perdomo took off. Stanek throws to first. That allows Perdomo to get to second. Look at the energy, just excitement, just adds, like you can feel the energy of the game, and it's been a boring game so far, but really exciting top of the 7th. It is at the Mets' expense, so sorry, Mets fans. I do apologize on behalf of baseball. I don't control the outcomes of the game, I promise you. So we do have a mound visit here, trying to calm down Stanek, who, again, you have to question. I understand pitch counts and all whatnot, but Waddell was pitching amazing. And you pull him, and then the guy that comes in allows 2 quick hits, or he does get a guy out, then 2 hits. And now all of a sudden, the Diamondbacks are up 2-1. Still, the mound visit is going on. Again, Tawa 0 for 3 at the plate. 189 entered the game with a 200 batting average, though a single here would put it back above 200. That's going to be high, ball 1. Tim Tawa, batting .189, OPS of .754. 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. Stanek looking at Perdomo and the pitch. Tawa sends this to center, and it's caught by a diving Taylor to make the catch for out number 3. So one stranded there for the D-backs, but they push across 2 thanks to the Perdomo sacrifice. Ugh. Sacrifice. What is sacrifice? Pinch hit. You bum. Thank you over there. I lost my train of thought now because my wife. That's okay, though. Whatever. Diamondbacks up 2-1 over the Mets. There you go. All right. Some scores around the majors. The Pirates up 4-3 over the Cubs in the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies defeat the Nationals 7-2. The Royals are up on the Rays 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles up 5-4 on the Yankees in the top of the 8th. Red Sox, Blue Jays. Red Sox up 6-3 in the bottom of the 7th. The Brewers, they are up 3-2 on the White Sox in the bottom of the 5th. The Athletics up 1-0 over the Rangers in the bottom of the 4th. The Tigers defeat the Astros 7-4. The Rockies defeat the Braves 2-1. Dodgers defeat the Marlins 12-7. Mariners defeat the Angels 9-3. Padres defeat the Giants 5-3. Indians defeat the Twins 4-2. The Cardinals take both games of their doubleheader today against the Reds 6-0, 9-1. And that, my friends, is baseball. One pitch changed everything. That is indeed correct. Honestly, one decision by the manager to pull Waddell, and Waddell was pitching great. I hate this 100 to 120 pitch count rule. I saw there was a pitcher. It was at 87 pitches with one out in the third. Crazy to think he would be out after the next inning. Well said, Luis. Yes, Luis was correct. Yeah, no, I do. I despise this 100 pitch count. Like, why? Like, what are you doing? Like, if he's dominating the game, you let him in. Keep him in. Who cares? Pitchers would pitch forever back then. I mean, look up Nolan Ryan's stats and tell me that there's a problem with the health of the players. And the guy threw 99, by the way. It's not like he was tossing it in the 80s. But I don't really care. Again, I don't have a dog in this fight. But again, Waddell was pitching great. So, anyway, here is Beeks. He's facing Taylor here in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to be in there for ball 1. Oh, that should have been a strike, or at least according to the rectangle on the screen. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I do call random baseball games. Here's the 1-0. Swung on a miss, strike 1. I do a lot of Pirates games, but I have called these two teams once before. The Diamondbacks with the Cubs, the Mets with the Phillies, and here they are tonight facing off. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be low, ball 2. And again, don't be a stranger. You know, if you want to chat, join the chat. Join Trisk, Luis, and Nick. I read out every comment. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be high, ball 3. I'm just a part-time streamer, I guess. I guess this is what I stream. Here is the 3-1 from Beeks. This one is sent to second. What a play. But Naylor wasn't there at first. They were both going for the ball. It was a great play by Tawa. Naylor was going for the ball as well because it was really just right in between them. So just like that, runner on first here. Nobody out for the Mets with a chance to tie it up. Here's Francisco Lindor, 2 for 3, batting .311, OPS of .874. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be high, ball 1. Let's see. OJ pitchers were the best. Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson. Yes. No, for sure. Dr. DeLay, did you see the cut where the umpire missed 19 calls behind the plate of strikes or balls? I forget the teams. I'd have to look at that. Wouldn't shock me, though. Here's the 1-0. That's in the dirt. Taylor is I believe, going to say at first. They didn't show any of the camera work at first or second, so I don't know. I think he is at first still. So, again, this is another example of Corbin Burnes, who, again, he had not been pitching great, but he'd only allowed one run. And the reliever is not looking too sharp as there's a pickoff attempt, but nowhere close. Tom Glavine, John Smoltz. I hated them on the Braves, but they were solid. Yeah, I mean, again, this really could name any pitcher, I would say, 15 years ago and on. And they were out there for pretty much as long as they could go. Here's the 2-0. Taylor going to second. Taylor is out. It looked like he beat it. The umpire is saying that So Taylor had beaten the throw in the tag, but the umpire is saying that he came off the bag. Strong throw was a little bit high. Taylor clearly tags at second, saying that he thought he came up. I'd have to look at it from another angle. They're showing the angle where the body's blocking. All right. No, he never came off, so that's going to be a stolen base for the Mets. The umpire is going to have to reverse this. If they don't reverse it, well, I mean, that might be a little bit of rigging here. So we do have a challenge here. I do apologize for the brief. I understand how the brains work. If you don't hear anything, you gotta change what you're watching. I get it. But yeah, they're challenging. It's a 3-0 count. Taylor stole the base, it looks like. I would say he is gonna be safe. The runner is safe at second. Can confirm. So runner on second, 3-0 count to Lindor. Again, hate to harp on the bullpens, but what just happened with the Mets? They brought in Stanek to replace Waddell, who'd been pitching great. It was a great story. Looking to get a win, but now he will not get the win in his return to the majors. Stanek allows 2. Here's Beeks. Gets a called strike there against Lindor. That was a little bit high. Beeks replacing Burnes. Burnes wasn't pitching great, but again, only allowed 1 run. And just like that, nobody out. Runner on second. 3-1 count to Francisco Lindor. That's going to be in there. Strike 2. So maybe Beeks is able to work his magic here. I did not love John Smoltz because of, again, the Braves. But, he's a legend regardless. Here's the 3-2. Lindor pops it up. Perdomo works his way under it and makes the catch for out number 1. So that's a huge out for Beeks, I'd say. He looked really rough there. He got a call on the 3-0 pitch, and he's able to take advantage. And that's going to bring up Juan Soto. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 243 batting average, 753 OPS, as the Mets faithful are up on their feet, trying to rally behind Soto. That's going to be low ball 1. Soto went 0 for 3 in last night's game as well. He did walk. This one, he's just 0 for 3. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be outside ball 2. This thing, if you walk Soto, well, behind him is Pete Alonso, who is, if not the hottest hitter in baseball right now. Here is the 2-0. That's going to be outside ball 3. There's no shuffle from Soto. As again, he probably acknowledges that he is not playing great. 3-0 count to Soto. Runner on second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Soto. Foul. No, it's going to be in left. Fly ball left. It's caught by Gurriel. And that's going to keep the runner at second as it wasn't deep enough. Soto swinging on the 3-0. And that's going to bring up Alonso. Just go to YouTube and type in umpire misnight. Okay, well, I can't do that now, Trisk. I'll be sure to do that after the game. Jeez. All right, I believe that's going to get Beeks out of here, despite finding some sort of rhythm now. Again, it's still a little iffy. So we have a pitching change here in New York as the Diamondbacks are going to go to the pen once more as they still lead 2-1 over the Mets. Again, if you're a first-time visitor here, feel free to subscribe. Emphasis on the word free. What do you mean by that, Dr. Delay? It is free. It doesn't cost you a thing. After intense negotiations with YouTube, I made sure that whenever you subscribe to my channel, you don't have to pay a dime. So there will be no bill sent to you by YouTube or by me. If you're a baseball fan, this is the channel for you. If you're a football fan, this is the channel for you. Again, calling games is pretty cool. And, it's an opportunity just to chat about sports or whatever you'd like in the comments down below. So, but yeah, and also, again, don't be a stranger. Feel free to comment. It doesn't have to be Trisk and Luis and Nick earlier. It can be you. It can be as we just chatted out whatever. We're all just chilling, having a good time, watching a baseball game. So Kevin Ginkel will be replacing Jalen Beeks. The story on Ginkel is, well, he doesn't have anything registered this year. So he's making his 2025 debut. Ginkel last year, 3.21. The year prior, 2.48. The year prior, 3.38. So last 3 years has been solid. So that's got to be promising for the Diamondbacks to get back Kevin Ginkel as he is finishing his warm-up here as he tries to protect a 2-1 lead, but he's got a tall task ahead as he's got to face Pete Alonso. Alonso was 0 for 1 today with 2 walks, 343 batting average, 1124 OPS. He has 7 home runs and already 28 RBIs. That is insane. Runner on second. That first pitch is in there in the corner for ball 1. Ginkel, first pitch in the majors this year is unfortunately a ball, despite it probably being a strike. Ginkel looks at Taylor and delivers. That's going to be high. Ball 2. Pete Alonso's career against Ginkel, 0 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Pete Alonso chance going on in New York. Here's the 2-0. That's in there. Strike 1. Ginkel trying to take this 2-1 lead into the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. In there, strike 2. Diamondbacks trying to avoid going to 500, whereas the Mets trying to avoid going to double-digit losses as they are the last team in the majors with single-digit losses at 21-9. Two count here. Runner on second, 2 outs, and we have a step off. Step off there by Ginkel, trying to keep Taylor close at second. 2s are wild here as Arizona is up 2-1. 2-2 count. Runner on second, 2 out. That's going to be high. Ball 3. 3-2 count to Alonso. Alonso could walk 3 times. That'd be pretty crazy to do in one night, but it's doable. 3-2 count. That's going to be away for ball 4. So he walks Alonso. And that's going to bring up Vientos, who is responsible for the only home run in this game, the only run for the Mets, as he is 1 for 2 on the night with a walk. Again, the one hit is a home run. As they show this fastball pretty much right down the middle. Vientos made him pay for it. Open up the scoring in this one. And it turned out to be the only scoring the Mets have done up to this point. 4 home runs, 15 RBI, 704 OPS. This one is fouled back, strike one. And I do want to thank everyone that has stopped by, subscriber or not. I do appreciate you. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing, as this is pretty much what you're getting. You'll get a live game every day. Did he go? And he did. 0-2. Content will be coming sooner or later. Definitely going to be football content, off-season stuff. Then, of course, I'll be calling football games in the fall. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be down in the dirt, ball one. 1-2 count here to Vientos. Again, runner on first and second. Mets with a chance to tie it up here in the bottom of the seventh. Here's the 1-2. Low in the dirt. Nice snag by Moreno. Ball two. 2-2 count. 2 on, 2 out here for the Mets again. Arizona up 2-1. Twos are wild. Ginkel making his 2025 debut. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So 2 left on here for the Mets as the Diamondbacks take a 2-1 lead as they head to the top of the 8th. Oh my gosh, the Pirates have won. The Pirates have won a game. They win 4-3 over the Cubs. The Phillies winning today 7-2 over the Nationals. In the bottom of the ninth, the Royals are up 3-0 on the Rays, but the Rays have 2 men on with 1 man out. The Orioles are up 5-4 in the top of the ninth over the Yankees. The Red Sox and Blue Jays looks like an exciting game as the Red Sox are up 6-0 on the Blue Jays, but the Blue Jays have tied it up here in the top of the, or well, I should say they did tie it up in the bottom of the 7th. It's now top of the 8th, 6-6 is your score in Toronto. Brewers and White Sox, that is 3-3 in the bottom of the 6th. The Athletics and Rangers, they are tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 5th. Tigers up 7-4 over the Astros, are up as in they won. They defeated the Astros. Rockies defeated the Braves 2-1. Dodgers defeated the Marlins 12-7. Mariners defeated the Angels 9-3. The Padres defeated the Giants 5-3. The Indians defeat the Twins 4-2. And the Cardinals take both games of their doubleheader against the Reds 6-0 and 9-1 respectively. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I call a bunch of random games, and this is pretty much the channel for you if you like baseball. Again, football is also that is actually more of my thing, to be honest with you. But football isn't going on now, so this is what we're doing. So if you like baseball, I call random games pretty much whenever I am not working. Also, feel free to comment down below in the chat, and you can talk about whatever you'd like. I respond to all. I read it all because, of course, there is literally not much happening in the chat as I'm not that popular on YouTube. Yet. I'll try to will it into existence. All right, it's going to bring up Chris Davinsky. He's making his season debut for the Mets in AAA, 1.93 ERA, so really solid. Here's Carroll. Oh, my gosh. Dying here. I've been up since really early today. 0-1 count here to Carroll. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Carroll grounds it to second, throws to first for out number 1. Oh, my voice is dying. One away here for the Diamondbacks. That's going to bring up Grichuk. Actually, you're having a pinch hitter. It's going to be Pavin Smith. He's replacing Grichuk here. Pavin Smith batting .347, 1117 OPS, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. Smith is in there as he takes a strike. Strike one. Tavensky sets and delivers. That's going to be in there. Strike two. 0-2 count. The shift is on for Smith. Lindor hugging second base on the left side. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be low in the dirt. Ball one. 1-2 count here for Smith. Tavensky was able to get Carroll to ground out really quickly. Here's the 1-2. And he chases that one foul. As Smith tosses the ball to the side. Warming up in the bullpen is Shelby Miller for Arizona. Remember him as a starter for the Cardinals. 1-2 count here. Tavensky delivers, and that one is fouled back. Sorry, had to get ready for... No, dude, you're good, Nick. Yeah, hey, man, it's all good. I'm not going to be mad at all. Again, you subscribed. I appreciate that. I really do. D-backs, though. Hey, your D-backs have taken the lead. Swung on and missed. Smith strikes out. As Tavensky makes quick work of the first two batters. But you're good, Nick, man. Hopefully you have a good time at work. Better time than I did today. Today was just annoying. Just an annoying day at work. All right, it's going to bring up Suarez. He's 0 for 3 on the night. 10 home runs, though, on the year. So he's got some serious power. 4 of them were in one ball game, apparently. Unless that was just fake news. 0-1 count here to Suarez. Tavensky delivers. This one is ripped down the left field line. That's going to stay fair. Suarez has a chance to go to second. He is. He's going to cruise on to second with a 2-out stand-up double in the top of the 8th. As Suarez shoots for 3, apparently. So that's going to bring up Josh Naylor, another solid hitter for this D-backs lineup. Chance here to extend this lead to 3-1, possibly 4-1. You never know. Miller was a D-back. We traded Swanson for Miller. He did nothing as a starter for us. I gotcha. I just remember Miller as a Cardinal way back in the day. Here's the first pitch to Naylor. Yeah, didn't he go like 6 and 17? I'm going to click that. Now that I just remember, like just looking at just old MLB The Show stats. Maybe I'm way wrong. Or like 3 and 18 or something terrible. Here is the 0-1 to Naylor. Naylor, chopper to first. Alonso has it, throws to Tavensky for out number 3. One left on there for the D-backs as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Your score, D-backs 2, Mets 1. I'm actually going to check that real quick. I'm actually very curious. And he's not in the game yet, so I can't check. Okay, never mind. We ain't checking that yet. All right, let's check some scores from around the major leagues. Again, my Pirates somehow winning today after they won yesterday, 259-0. They bounce back today and win 4-3. Yes, they lost 9-0 yesterday. I'm aware. Phillies over the Nationals 7-2. Red Sox, Blue Jays tied at 6-6 in the bottom of the 8th. The Brewers, White Sox also tied 3-3 in the top of the 7th. Athletics, Rangers also tied in the top of the 6th, 1-1. Tigers beat the Astros 7-4. Rockies beat the Braves 2-1. Dodgers beat the Marlins 12-7. Pardon me. Mariners beat the Angels 9-3. Padres beat the Giants 5-3. The Indians beat the Twins 4-2. Orioles beat the Yankees 5-4. Royals beat the Rays 3-0. Cardinals take both games of the doubleheader today 6-0 and 9-1. Will Shelby? Okay, let me look at the Shelby Miller stats. Then I'll go ahead and promote the channel. Blah 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 blah. I know you guys hate that. Let me look at this. Yeah, 6-17. Oh, this was in Atlanta. And then he went to Arizona 3-12. So I was kind of right. 6-17, and then with 6-17 with the 3 ERA, that is so unfortunate on so many levels. But then he deserved the 3-12 record with the 6.15. Anyway, I do appreciate everyone for stopping by. As again, I cover random games. If, for one, you like baseball and you like live games, subscribe right now. You really should. I don't really see why you don't. It's free. Pretty much if I'm not working, I'm going to be in front of this, so you really should subscribe right now. Do it. Shelby Miller is on here in the 8th. He is not allowed to run this year, announcer's curse, with the batting average of .79. So he is crushing it. Crushing it today, or crushing it for the season. Also, again, keep in mind the chat is definitely free. You can definitely chat away and talk about whatever you'd like. I read pretty much everything because that chat's not moving fast. That's what I get for being a small-time creator / streamer. I don't really create things at all. Jesse Winker is at the plate for the Mets. He's pinch hitting for Marte. That first pitch is going to be high, ball 1. The Mets here trying to tie it up. Trying to get someone on base, actually. You'll take that. Mets were leading pretty much for the whole game thanks for the solo shot to Vientos, but the D-backs. Oh, Winker sends this deep. Sends this really deep. Back at the warning track is Gurriel, who makes the catch for out number 1. Miller smiling and kind of like, ooh, almost got away, or almost unfortunate stuff there. He did get away with that one. But yeah, as I was saying, the D-backs scoring 2 in the top of the 7th with Perdomo pinch hitting for Hampson. And we were talking about how the pitchers had dominated today, and then of course you pull the starters, and then the relievers look really bad, and that's pretty much what happened. Here's McNeil. He's 0 for 2 as he fouls this one back. The count is now 0-1. McNeil batting .286, OPS of .956. Did you state you need 500 subscribers? No, those numbers are incorrect. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be a swing and miss, strike 2. I need a lot more than that. But I don't think these pleas are going to impact. I think I just have to be really good at what I do. But I also am going to promote, hey, subscribe now. It's free. It won't hurt your wallets after I negotiate with YouTube to make sure that anyone that subscribes doesn't pay a dime to me. 0-2 here from Miller. He delivers to McNeil. And that's going to be low for ball 1. 1-2 count here to McNeil again. He's playing left, normally a second baseman, but Acuna pretty much locked that one down. I locked that position down for the Mets. Here's the 1-2. Chopper. No swinging bunt here to Miller. Miller unable to really get a hold of it. Throws late. And McNeil beats it out for the time being. They are actually, the Diamondbacks manager is on the phone. That is close. Oh, Miller may have gotten him. I'm not too sure. So we actually do have a challenge here. Let me see this. Okay, I think McNeil gets there. Okay, pardon me. There's no challenge. My bad. Terrible commentating. I'm mishearing what I'm hearing, I guess. Here's Alvarez. That pitch is low, ball 1. McNeil is on first with like a swinging bunt. Alvarez batting .211, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, OPS of .707. Miller looking at first and delivers, and that one is fouled back, strike 1. Picked this game even though I knew Jaguar Gator was streaming it. Now, again, I had some D-backs and Mets fans subscribe, so I'm like, you know what, I owe them one. Despite I'm going to get killed in the ratings today compared to the other guy for sure. He's going to get 1,000. Jaguar Gator is going to kill me. That one is fouled back, strike 2. But that's pretty much it. Again, I do random games. Miller, again, has yet to allow a run this year. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 man on. Acuna is on deck. Alvarez steps in the box. Here is the 1-2 from Shelby Miller. That's going to be just outside ball 2. Miller smiling. He can't believe he didn't chase. Two and two count here. McNeil on first for the Mets. Alvarez at the plate. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out on a ball high in. He tied him up. And Acuna is actually going to make way for Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo is batting .218 on the year, OPS of .679. And the Mets fans are really happy about him being up there, apparently, as they have a standing ovation. And we have a mound visit. And this is the pitching coach, so should not be a pitching change. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. It is free. Also, feel free to comment down below in the chat. Again, it's not really a fast-moving chat as I'm not that popular, but I do read everything. So if you just want to chat about whatever you'd like, baseball, football, whatever, talk about the weather, talk about how you lost your parlay, drop it down below. That is perfectly fine with me. So, again, a mound visit here for the Diamondbacks with 2 outs. Nothing is changing. No pitching change or anything like that. I think they're just talking about what to do with Brandon Nimmo. Pardon me. Miller trying to keep his 0 ERA intact. McNeil at first, 2 outs. Nimmo is at the plate. Miller looking over and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. On a ball a little bit outside. 0-1 count. Miller sets, looks over, and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Miller trying to take this 2-1 lead into the 9th. Miller sets, looks over at McNeil, and delivers. That's going to be outside ball 1. 1-2 count here to Nimmo. 1-2 count. Miller sets. Looks over and delivers. Ground ball to third. Throws to first for out number 3. So 1 man stranded there by the Mets as we head to the top of the 9th. Your score, D-backs 2, Mets 1. All right, some scores from around the league. The Pirates defeat the Cubs 4-3. The Phillies defeat the Nationals 7-2. Red Sox, Blue Jays, that is tied at 6 apiece in the bottom of the 9th. The Brewers and White Sox 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th, and the Athletics and Rangers, they are tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 6th. Other scores: Tigers defeating the Astros 7-4, Rockies over the Braves 2-1, Dodgers over the Marlins 12-7, Mariners over the Angels today 9-3. The Padres defeat the Giants 5-3. The Indians defeat the Twins 4-2. Orioles defeat the Yankees 5-4. Royals defeat the Rays 3-0. Cardinals take both games from the Reds 6-0 and 9-1. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Again, this is pretty much what I do. I call live broadcast games, and this is baseball today. It's pretty much baseball pretty much for the rest of the summer. I do plan on doing some UFL games whenever I can. So UFL, if I'm not working Friday night, I am calling a UFL game. That is for sure. It's been a few weeks since I've done one as I try to warm up for football season. Again, if you're a football fan, hit that subscribe button. That's a no-brainer right there. You're going to like this channel in years' time, I promise. You'll like it. That's if I hit some goals. But you should subscribe. It's free. All right. So, we have... I don't know if we have a pitching change or not. I can't quite tell. Davinsky. I think Davinsky is staying in there for the 9th. Regardless, it's going to be Moreno at the dish. And he's 1 for 3. 1 for 3. Batting .230. OPS of .570. No home runs for Moreno yet. 5 RBIs. And Davinsky's first pitch is outside ball 1. Davinsky here, again, the 1-0 to Moreno. That's going to be low, ball 2. Two count here to Moreno. Davinsky sets and delivers. That's going to be inside. Ball 3. Gurriel is on deck for the Diamondbacks. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be in there. Strike 1. Rockets up 112.97 on the Warriors. Here's the 3-1. That's going to be ball 4 on a pitch that looked like it was in the zone. So the D-backs get 1 aboard here with nobody out. That's going to bring up Gurriel. And he's 1 for 3 today. He has a run in the 7th. 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. OPS of .523. Gurriel showing bunt, pulls back in time for ball 1. Trying to see if there's any other scores in the... I know the NBA playoffs are going on. I don't really watch much, but I do keep up with the scores. Here's the 1-0. Gurriel sends this to left. On the run is McNeil. It's over. No, it's Nimmo. Pardon me. Nimmo jumps. Couldn't quite get it. Gurriel is going to cruise in a second. Moreno stops at third. So with nobody out here in the top of the 9th, the D-backs have 2 runners in scoring position. That ball was ripped off the bat. That just kept going, I think. I don't know if Nimmo was expecting that. But he was running as fast as he could. Looked like it anyway. I could be wrong. Alec Thomas is pinch running for Gurriel. Again, that'll bring up Barossa. He's 1 for 3 today, batting .200. That's going to be in there, strike 1. So the D-backs with a chance to extend this lead even further. He's 1 for 3. His one hit has been on the left side. He's a switch hitter. That's going to be outside ball 1. 1-1 count here to Barossa. Davinsky delivers. That's going to be outside ball 2. 2-1 count here to Barossa. Here's the pitch. Barossa chops this one foul. 2-2 count here to Barossa as he asks for time. Perdomo is on deck. He had the 2 RBI double in the 7th. 2 out RBI double, I may add. Barossa is going to step back in and we'll resume play. 2-2 count. Barossa pops it up, and that's going to be fouled back. So the count remains at 2-2. 2-2 count. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. So the D-backs are threatening. That's going to be away, ball 3. Full count here. They have a base open. Davinsky stares, sets, and delivers. Barossa sends this to center. It's caught. Tagging up. He throws to third. Thomas is in at third. And we have a run across here in the top of the 9th. So it's now 3-1 D-backs. So a sacrifice fly there by Barossa. And again, they still have a runner in scoring position as Perdomo had the clutch 2 RBI hit in the top of the 7th to give the D-backs the lead. And he's up at the plate, most likely hungry for some more. He's batting .267 on the year, OPS of .811. Here's the pitch. Perdomo fouls this one back. 0-1 count to Geraldo Perdomo. He's 4 home runs on the year, 23 RBIs. That's a lot of RBIs for sitting on the bench to start the game. That one is fouled back, strike 2. 3-1 is your score. 0-2 is your count. Runner on third, 1 out. Davinsky delivers. That's going to be outside. Ball 1. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Perdomo staying alive here, but he's going to foul this one away. 1-2 count to Perdomo. Runner on third. D-backs looking to extend their lead even further as the Mets infield is in. That's going to be low. Ball 2. Davinsky doesn't like that he had to go chase the ball or something. I don't know. He looked mad. I don't know what happened. I don't know who threw it back to him, but he glared at whoever threw it at him. 2-2 count. I think he's just ticked that he allowed a run. Here's the 2-2. Perdomo hits this to center. Taylor catches it. Thomas is tagging up, and he's going to score with ease. So another RBI for Perdomo. Sacrifice fly as the D-backs take a 4-1 lead in the top of the 9th with 2 away. The Mets on the brink of their 10th loss of the season. That would put every MLB team with double-digit losses. The same can't be said with wins, as the Rockies just now got their 5th win of the day, or win of the season. I believe the White Sox are at 7 or 8. But it's not over yet. Anything could happen as Tawa's in there with a swinging and a miss, strike 1. Tawa batting .185, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 741 OPS. Checked his swing low, ball 1. I'm assuming it was. I don't know. They're not changing the count. There it is. The 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low. Ball 2. 2-1 count to Tawa. Davinsky allowing 2 runs here in the top of the 9th. He won't be on the hook for the loss. That'll be Stanek taking away a win from Waddell for the Mets. This one is fouled off the catcher and possibly the umpire. I'm not too sure. Probably the catcher. Umpire didn't really move. 2-2 count here to Tawa. Corbin Carroll on deck. He's 0 for 4. Both these guys 0 for 4. In fact, nobody in the top 3 of the lineup has a hit. That one is in there for a ball. Tavensky not looking thrilled. Tavensky looking very angry indeed. 3-2 count. Tatawa. Here's the pitch. Outside, strike 3, a makeup call. That was nowhere near, but again, making it up, I think, for the previous pitch. As we head to the bottom of the 9th, your score, Diamondbacks 4, Mets 1. All right, my final around the league wrap-up here. Pirates. My Pirates winning today 4-3 over the Cubs. If I am not working early tomorrow, and I don't think I am, I will be covering that game at 11:35 Central Time. So just do the math for whatever time zone you're in. Phillies up 7-2 over the Nationals. They won. Pardon me. Red Sox, Blue Jays 6-6 in the top of the 10th. They're in extras. Brewers 3, White Sox 3 in the top of the 8th. Athletics and Rangers tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 6th. Tigers defeat the Astros 7-4. Rockies defeat the Braves 2-1. Dodgers defeat the Marlins 12-7. Mariners defeat the Angels 9-3. Padres defeat the Giants 5-3. Indians defeat the Twins 4-2. Orioles defeat the Yankees 5-4. Royals defeat the Rays 3-0. The Cardinals take both games of the doubleheader today 6-0 and 9-1. All right, again, I do want to say, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It will not cost you a dime. This is pretty much what I do. I call random baseball games. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like this type of thing, hit that subscribe button. This is my second time covering Mets and Diamondbacks. I don't think it's just a one-time thing. I will be returning to them some point down the road. Also, don't be a stranger. I know it's obviously the bottom of the 9th, but in the future, don't hesitate to chat. I love chatting. It makes the energy, it keeps my energy high, knowing that you guys are attentive and watching, and I talk to this. It fills the gap in between pitches. It really does make a difference. It really does. So Justin Martinez is going to close things down here in the 9th for the Diamondbacks. He has a .9 ERA, really solid out of the pen this year. Last year, 2.48 ERA. So, I mean, it looks like he possibly a young stud there out of the pen for the Diamondbacks. Martinez sets, and as he faces Taylor, that's in there for a called strike. Taylor's 2 for 3 on the day. Batting 9th, gets 2 hits. That's pretty good. Batting .213, .538 OPS. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be blown away. Ball 1. 1-1 count to Tyrone Taylor. He's had some pretty good plays out there in center. Here is the 1-1. Taylor sends this left field. This one sounded good off the bat. And it looks good. It's gone. Home run, New York Mets. A solo shot to begin the bottom of the 9th. As it's still a D-backs lead, but it's now 4-2. Tyrone Taylor taking him deep. Sounded crisp. Looked crisp. And it indeed was crisp. Just taking this to deep left center field. And Martinez looked ticked. He looks ticked. That's what happens. You pitch angry. All right, here is Lindor. He takes the first pitch, ball 1. It's giving the Mets some life. The Mets crowd some life. So they look defeated. They sounded defeated. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be inside, ball 2. And the Mets faithful, they are getting loud. Trying to will the team back. Soto is on deck. And he is 0 for 4. I cannot find the volume in this thing. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be outside strike one. May have gotten a little bit of a call there. Four runs, 8 hits for the Diamondbacks. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Mets. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be low. Ball 3. Lindor's not even swinging. Three-one count here to Lindor. Martinez sets and delivers. That's going to be outside. Ball 4. So the tying run will come to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth, and that will come in the form of Juan Soto. He's 0 for 4 on the night, batting .241, 747. As the manager is going to come on the field, he's directing so I don't know what's going on here, but the manager of the D-backs is talking to the umpires. There seems to be a problem. So there is some confusion over the mound visit here. And now the pitching coach will come out. I think they may be possibly delaying. If there is someone in the bullpen, it's an interesting tactic here. All right, so the mound visit here in the bottom of the ninth. Lindor walked. Soto is at the plate. And the Diamondbacks have Ryan Thompson warming up in the bullpen. So this game is getting interesting. Again, the tying run is at the plate for the Mets. All right, Soto. Have a good night. I'm headed to work. Thank you again for calling this game. You are welcome. You have a good one, sir. Thank you. Hopefully the D-backs hold out just for you. We'll see, though. Bottom of the ninth here. Runner on first. Nobody out. Here is Soto. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there. Strike one. 0-1 count here to Juan Soto. Martinez sets, looks over at first, and delivers. That's going to be inside ball 1. Martinez is definitely rattled. One and one count. Martinez sets, looks over, and delivers. That one is fouled back. May have hit either the umpire or the catcher. Unknown on who it actually hit. But it's now a 1-2 count. Mets fans are loud. They are cheering and clapping. Martinez sets. Here is the 1-2. That's going to be inside ball 2. 2-2 count the Mets. Trying to keep this single-digit loss column, well, single-digit. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be in the dirt. Ball 3. So a 3-2 count here. Three-two count for the Mets, or for Juan Soto. And the D-backs pitching coach is on the phone. Martinez shaking off signs. Sets. And delivers. That's in the dirt. Ball 4. He walked him. So the Mets have 2 runners on in the bottom of the ninth with nobody out. And that is indeed going to be it for Martinez. Not a good night for him, as he allowed the solo shot to Taylor to start the inning, and then 2 walks back-to-back to Lindor and Soto. And Martinez is going to come out. Not a great night here for him. And that's going to bring Ryan Thompson in the game with 2 runners on and nobody out as they head to commercial break. I guess I will chill here. I thought this would be the last update here, but I guess I'll go ahead and give more updates. Again, Pirates winning 4-3 over the Cubs. The Phillies won 7-2 over the Nationals. Brewers are winning 6-3 of the White Sox. Angels, White Sox, or no, pardon me. Athletics, Rangers. No idea where okay, I'm sorry. Athletics, Rangers 1-1 in the top of the 7th. Tigers winning 7-4 over the Astros. Rockies winning 2-1 over the Braves. Dodgers beat the Marlins 12-7. Mariners over the Angels 9-3. Padres over the Giants 5-3. Indians over the Twins 4-2. Orioles over the Yankees 5-4. Royals over the Rays 3-0. Blue Jays over the Red Sox. That one just ended 7-6. And the Cardinals and Reds. Cardinals take both games today in the doubleheader, 6-0, 9-1, respectively. We got a good one to end this one. Hopefully. We'll see. It might go to extras. As, again, the D-backs up 4-2 on the Mets. We have a pitching change in progress. Martinez came in for the save in the bottom of the 9th. Allows the solo shot to Taylor. Then walks Lindor and walks Soto. And that is what Thompson is going to have to deal with here, as the Mets have drawn 8 walks today. That is crazy. So 7 hits and 8 walks, 15 base runners, and yet only 2 runs scored. So Thompson, with a 4.63 ERA, is going to face Pete Alonso, who is 0 for 1, but with 3 walks tonight. And he's actually going to ask for time and get his batter timeout out of the way. As again, Lindor at second, Soto at first. Tying runs are on the bases. The winning run is at the plate. First pitch is low for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Pete Alonso. This game has changed dramatically in the last 10 minutes. Here's the 1-0. Alonso fouls this one back. Strike 1. Again, runners on first and second. Nobody out. Thompson, new pitcher replacing Martinez, who allowed the solo shot and 2 walks to start the 9th. Thompson sets and delivers. Alonso sends this one foul. 1-2 count for Alonso. Thompson, again, tough situation he's got to work through. Just, again, runners on first and second. Nobody out. Up by 2. You'd like to walk away with the win. You know, a loss here for the Diamondbacks sends you to 500. Here's the 1-2. Alonso pops it up, but that is getting back out of play. So the count stays at 1-2. Thompson sets and delivers. That's going to be low ball 2. And again, the Mets faithful are not making this easy on the Diamondbacks pitchers, as this is loud. 2-2 count. Thompson sets and delivers. Oh, it hit him in the hand. Oh! And the Mets fans are cheering but also booing. And now the bases are loaded. Thompson with like a submarine sidearm delivery hits him on the right knuckle. Oh, that's gotta. Oh, man, he might not play tomorrow. If they're off tomorrow, well, that's good news for them. Oh, man. So bases loaded, and that's going to bring up Vientos, who had the home run in the third inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 for 3 with a walk. That's going to be in there, strike one. Vientos is going to ask for time. Bases loaded again for the Mets. 0-1 count to Vientos, who had the home run in the third inning. Lindor at third, Soto at second, Alonso at first. A star-studded group of players on the base pass. That one's inside. Ball one. If he lets him hit him, walks in a run. Thompson sets. Here's the 1-1. That's in there, called strike. And the fans hate the call, even though that is definitely in there. Thompson. Bases loaded. Nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. Sets. And delivers. Strike three. One away for the Mets. And that will bring up Jesse Winker, who replaced Starling Marte earlier. Winker's batting .217 with an OPS of a .694. So now the ground ball double play ends the game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Bases loaded. This would be tragic if the Mets can't push across anything here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Winker batting .217. Again, OPS 694. One home run on the year. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be inside, ball one. Thompson doesn't like that he didn't get the call. One and one count. This is a pretty good game. It was started off slow and boring. I'm not even going to lie to you, but turned into quite the game. Here's the 1-1. Winker. This one, is this fair? I guess it's fair. That was a lazy. So we're saying there's a score. The umpire is saying that it was a foul ball. So we have a little bit of a discussion here. So Thompson again jams Winker. And they're saying, so the score over here is saying 4-3. Everyone here in the stadium is confused. I have no idea what's going on. So we have an on-field delay. They are talking about it. So let's await the call here. Again, they talk. Now they're separating. So they're calling him out. So they're just saying that it was fair. So the Mets score. That was probably the least cheered for run probably in the history of professional baseball for a home team. 4-3 is your score with 2 outs. Again, this very confusing. Jesse Winker, apparently that was fair. No one knew what was going on. They tagged the base runner at first. And Lindor scores, but with no cheering because, again, everyone's confused. This game is indeed still on. Thank you for coming back, Trisk. All right, 2 outs here. Runners on second and third. This is Jeff McNeil, 1 for 3 on the day. McNeil sends this left, and that's going to be fouled off. 0-1 count to McNeil. Very confusing situation. Again, I have no idea what's really going on. Neither do the umpires, apparently. 0-1 is the count. Runners on second and third. Thompson delivers. That's going to be way outside. Good save by Moreno. 1-1 count. 4-3 is your score. Diamondbacks barely holding on. Mets threatening to score. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. It's going to be low, ball 2. 2-1 count. Thompson shaking off, sets, and delivers. That's going to be ball 3. Will there be deuces wild on the scoreboard? No, sir. Can tell you that is not happening. And McNeil's going to be intentionally walked. So bases are now loaded for Francisco Alvarez. He's 0 for 3 on the night with a walk, batting .200 on the season, .673 OPS. Nine walks here for the Mets tonight. That is insane. 16 base runners for the Mets, but only 3 runs to show for it. Here's the first pitch. Right down the middle. Strike 1. Now you see now. Yes. Yes, sir. You do see now. 0-1 count here to Alvarez. Soto at third. Azocar at second. McNeil at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The Mets are down to the final strike. Alvarez chewing that gum, looking as composed as always. The Mets faithful are quiet now. It was loud in the stadium just a few minutes ago, but again, that Jesse Winker fair ball, foul ball thing really confused everyone. Lindor came across the score, no one cheered because they had no idea what was going on. Here is the 0-2. Thompson sets and delivers. That's going to be low, ball 1. 1-2 count. Pirate like the numbers for the Mets, just like more, yeah. 1-2. Thompson delivers. Ground ball to third. Suarez throws the first for out number 3. The Diamondbacks defeat the New York Mets 4-3 in what ended up being a pretty solid game. So the Diamondbacks don't go below 500. The Mets get their 10th loss in the season. So everyone in the MLB is at 10 losses or more. What a game. Hey, that ended up being a pretty good game, not going to lie. And again, I do want to thank everyone that stopped by. Thank you all for those that have subscribed. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Again, I don't think you'll regret it at all. I cover random live baseball games. So feel free to subscribe for more baseball. But that is going to do it for me. I am tired. As you saw, I probably yawned about 3 or 4 times earlier in the game. Trisk, I do want to thank you as always for always being here. I appreciate it. Same with Luis and Nick. I know Nick had to go to work. But again, thank you everyone that stopped by. And I will see you guys in the next one. A Troy Polamalu score. That is indeed correct. And I'll see you guys later. I will probably be back on tomorrow during lunchtime as the Pirates take on the Cubs. Paul Skeen's starting, so don't miss that. But yes, I will see you later. Y'all have a great night. Peace. Y'all have a good one. Subscribe now. Do it.